It has been a little while because I'm just busy. I'm just a very busy person, but I am here for a little short time to do a little live and also, of course, to check in with everybody and see how everybody is doing. So, hi, A-Marie. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Good day. Good day. So, here are the topics to discuss today. Ladies, gentlemen, he, she's, theys, others, thems, etc., etc. Everybody in between, everyone is always welcome in my space. So we've got, why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? First topic. Next one, why are the right always blaming others for their failures? Next one, why are English people the worst at discussing race? I've kept that one up there because that one seems to get a lot of people talking. Next one. Why are English people such slaves to the royal family and government? Another question. Next one. Is white culture just war, sex tourism and paedophilia? I've kept that one there because that also gets people talking as well. The last one. Why are white people causing their own victimhood? Good day, Wani. Good day to CP. Hello, hello. So these are the topics today, everybody. So let me talk about the first one and why I put that there. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to just address Akon. Just spitting out awful generalizations and hate speech. Akon is crying in the comment section already. Where are the generalizations there and where is the hate speech, little sensitive soul? Acorn, do you want to point out why your feelings are so hurt by these topics? Why? Where is the generalizations and where is the hate speech there? Or are you just being a little bit fragile and sensitive? That's my question to you. So the first one, let me talk about why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? This comment I'm making because I mainly see this in terms of online. Okay, so offline, definitely, of course, we need to be fighting racism and fascism. Absolutely. And people doing that with counter protests. But online, I am finding that the left really love engaging with racists and fascists. Like, it's almost like they're addicted to it. And that is annoying for me. It's very annoying for me because I want to go to other spaces where we actually can have decent conversations and talk about all the problems in the world or problems in the country and actually deal with those situations. But the left keep bringing in racists and fascists into the conversations, and so everything always gets derailed and they end up focusing on that person rather than the problem. I'm sure you guys would have seen this, right? If you go to spaces where they have a particular topic, you're like, do you know what? This sounds really good. I'm going to stay and listen. But then everything always gets directed to that racist or to that fascist or to that NZ that's there. Why are we engaging with that person or those people? Why? That's not the space to do it. You're supposed to be going over there to the racists and to the fascists and fighting them over there, not in the left space. So it makes me wonder, like, the left, why are you so obsessed with racists and fascists? Those of you who are here regularly know that racists and fascists don't get a space here. It's like this. They get blocked. They get muted. The conversation is never derailed here. Sometimes I highlight certain people because it's funny and you're like... You know, always have to recognize these people so you can identify them and know how to deal with them in different ways. But they're never platformed. Ever. Never. So Akon says, why are white people assumes all white people? No, you assume, Acorn. You assume all white people because that doesn't say all white people. Hence generalization. Acorn, if English is your one and only language... understand it, because I would put all white people, all English people. That doesn't say that. You are applying the generalization. That is your limited knowledge. DeWolf, funny that you're here. You were here last time. You call me a poor me grifter, but yet you're here again, DeWolf. DeWolf, I have a request for you. Block me. DeWolf, Block me right now. I can even teach you how to do it. Click on my face up there, DeWolf, right? You see it's got Fox up there. Click that. It goes to my profile. There's then an arrow that drops down and it says block DeWolf. If you think that I am a racist and I'm racially profiling, then block me, DeWolf. I tell everybody who does not like this conversation or thinks certain ways about me that's negative, block me. And how many of you can block me? 0. You come up to my panels. You come up to talk. Is it hilarious though, DeWolf? Because I don't actually see you laughing in the comment section. You're never laughing. You're never laughing. So let me talk about the next one. Why are the right always blaming others for their failures? We're seeing this a lot, right? It's always everyone else's fault. I'm so poor because of the immigrants. I don't have any money in my bank because of the government. I'm so sad and negative because of the weather being so bad. And yet you have black and brown people who literally do have reasons to blame others for their failures, but still managing to excel in the same goddamn system. Black and brown people are getting their money up, they're getting their property up, they're getting jobs, they're creating jobs, they're moving and doing everything that they need to do. Sam, good to see you today. I'm in England right now, guys. I'm kind of disappointed it's not as hot as everyone was crying it to be. I'm kind of disappointed. It is, of course, warm, but I expected this scorchio heat. Where I live, actually, it's quite green, so all the grass is very beige. 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 Subject. So the right are always blaming others for their failures and not actually getting up off their lazy asses and doing something about it. Now all they're doing is, oh, we got the flag, guys. We got the flag. We've got to hold up our flag because that's all we have. Our flag is all we have. And racism. And racism. That's all they have. The flag and racism. It's everybody else's fault why they've got nothing. No pennies in their pockets. And then the immigrants who have spent 2 days on the land, it's their fault. They've just arrived. How are they?
Nigger, nigger, nigger. Kill yourself, nigger. Ripe nigger children. Niggers.
You've got anything interesting to see? You see the Neanderthals, guys? This is why it's the end of them. They are reaching their end because that's all they have. Why are the right blaming others for their failures? Like I just said, they only have their flag and racism. And what does that do? It doesn't do anything. It just shows them for being idiots. I'm literally sitting in one of my many houses right now, by the way. That's why I said I'm back in England. I'm back in England. And these idiots are blaming everyone else for their shit. I'm the first generation born in Britain, right? The first generation in my family line. My grandparents were the first people to actually arrive in the UK with my parents. Well, my dad came later in a different family. He's Nigerian. And my mum came later because she's from Grenada, West Indies. And yet we got loads of shit. We work for everything. And all our Caribbean family do. And all our African family do. And I know Indian people that do. South Asians that do. Other black people that do. While you have white people just shouting racism. It's just so funny. It's absolutely funny to see them crash out. Really and truly. So we've got Blair on the panel, please. Blair, how are you today?
I'm hungry. Do you have a good cookie recipe you could share?
So you literally sound like 5 years old. I'm sure this internet is actually not allowed for you. You're not allowed to be here, so I've dropped you straight away. But even, do you know what? It's interesting, isn't it? Even the young white kids can't even read and discuss. Honestly, if you've seen this on TikTok, because I see this, the young white kids, especially the American kids, they've got no fucking hope. None. They can't read a prompt. They can't understand the conversation. Really. I've heard other English kids be able to do it, like maybe like about 16. Some of them have been. I'll be like, oh, actually, you're too young for this conversation. But still, they kind of get it. But these children are just not on the same planet. They're not on the same page. So like I said, why are the right always blaming others for their failures? It's embarrassing. Because like I said, you literally have generations now of people from other ethnicities, other backgrounds, the top 20, right? The top 20 richest people in the UK. Do you know how many of them are English? Answers in the chat, guys. If you guys know, I have said the answer before, right? Tell me, out of 20, how many are English in the top richest in the UK, right? Give me a number now, guys. From 1 to 20, how many English? Answers in the comment section, please. How many? By the way, there's no Scottish, there's no Irish, there's no Welsh in the top 20 richest people in the UK. So we've got some guesses. 3, 15, 0, 3. Top 20. Guys, 9. The answer is 6. The answer is 6. English people love to say that they're indigenous to Britain, even though they're not indigenous. They came in 450 AD. They invaded, they immigrated, and they started warring with all the Celtic people that are already there. And yet, in the top 20 richest people in the country, there's only 6 English people. Everyone else is an immigrant. You need to look it up. It's quite funny. English people, you've had centuries to get your shit together and you're still fucking up. But yet, the richest family in the UK is what? Indian. Indian is the richest family in the UK. And this is why you're screaming for immigrants to get out your country, because you can't succeed in your own system. You're competing against black and brown people because...
Hello,
1 minute, I'm still talking, obviously. Don't interrupt me, please. And I'll introduce you, Soka. You want immigrants out of your country because you can't compete. When you went around the world and you were colonizing, you were invading 171 countries, you literally were like, I'm scared of you. I got to annihilate you. I'm scared of you. I've got to take away your industry. I'm afraid of you. I can't compete. I need to genocide you. This is the English. And they're trying to do it again in their own country because now they're seeing, our numbers are dwindling. We used to be a 99% white country. Now it's going down. Now it's going down 87%. And in 2050, it's predicted to be 57% white. Josie says your ancestors sold you. So did yours, Josie. Josie, shall we talk about the fact that you had a British pirate called Jack Ward who was sailing up and down the Mediterranean, rounding up all British people and giving them to the Ottomans? Shall we talk about that? The reasons why the Ottomans became so successful is because British people were teaching them how to what? Build the boats. And let's talk about the Romans, because remember, Romans are white too. And what did they do? They sold you as well. They sold the British. They captured the British. They sold and traded the British. They sold you too. So if you keep saying Africans sell Africans, I'm going to remind you that Europeans sold Europeans. Because you guys don't seem to know history or don't want to talk about real history. Where is the racism, Geordie? Where is the racism in that comment? In facts, you said Africans sold Africans. I told you Europeans sold Europeans. Where is the racism, you little fragile piece of shit? Where? Soka, let's bring you in now. How are you, Soka Samuel?
hello. Your Nigerian family are rich because all they do is fraud, isn't it, love? How about, let's talk about that.
I'm actually...
You're a reverse racist.
I'm Nigerian.
You're a reverse racist.
1 minute.
Stop seeking attention, bitch. Fuck off.
You're telling me to fuck off what? The internet? Is that all you came up here to say? So that white boy posed as a black man. You see how much obsession they have with black people. He could have talked about any one of those topics up there. Anyone. I'm Nigerian and Caribbean, sir. And you see the jealousy. The jealousy. There's no fraud in my family, by the way. And guess who comes from the most corrupt culture? That will be yours, sir. You think that your country doesn't do corruption? Cognitive dissonance. Everyone's very aware that the English had to go and terrorize the whole goddamn world and steal people's industries, cause famines, cause genocides, do all these things. You guys created fraud, by the way. You are the original fraudsters. When you came into people's lands, you manipulated them and you gaslit them and you defrauded them out of the assets that they currently have. So if you're going to come here and say that Nigerians are fraudulent, we learnt them from you, motherfucker. We learnt them from you. You are the ones who brought this negativity, this greed, this barbarity into life. And you don't even want to accept that at all. You have to reflect upon yourselves, but that's the problem, because you're narcissists. You're not able to do that at all. These white people are very strange, you know. They always have to pretend to be black. Why can't you be white? Is it too embarrassing? I didn't mean to invite you back up again. That was a mistake, obviously.
Invite me back up. Did I hurt you?
Obviously, that was a mistake. I'm not going to invite you back up, weirdo. So these are the topics again, as I've mentioned. Let's move into the next one. Why are English people such slaves to the royal family? Why is that? Faris, I'll bring you in a minute. I'm just going to talk about this topic for real quick. English people are such slaves to the royal family, the richest thieves in the country, and they're like, God save our gracious king. Well, they've got 0 pennies in their pockets. They're broke. The sixth richest country doesn't even have infrastructure that works, and it's too expensive. I come to this country right now, you're telling me I have to pay more than £20 for a train ride? £20, more than £20, £25 for one way on a train ride? Are you serious? Go to mainland Europe, they ain't paying those prices. Go into anywhere else, they ain't paying those prices, are they? No, because this country is greedy as hell. It's so greedy. And they really love the royal family. They don't care about this PDF stuff. You see it? They're still like, oh, we love Prince Andrew and King Charles. It doesn't matter that they literally took £12 million of British taxpayers' money to pay off the PDF. £12 million. And all you still were hush hush, right? Because you love the PDFs. You love it. It's your culture. It's this. That's why you never protested or rioted against it. You love that shit. Right, Faris. We've got Faris on the panel now, please. Faris, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I ain't got much to say, but I just wanted to say keep pushing. We respect the struggle. And everything you're saying is facts.
Thank you so much. I am not struggling, but I appreciate the compliment. But
nah, I mean, it's a just cause. It's a just cause what you're doing. You're speaking facts, you know. And these guys can't live without us, you know. The UK will never do as well as it's doing without the immigrants, you know, coloured community. You understand? So, yeah, man, keep pushing, speaking the truth and everything.
But is there any particular topic up there you want to discuss with me, though? We've got up there, why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? Why are the right always blaming others for their failures? Why are English people the worst at discussing race? Why are English people such slaves to the royal family and the government? Is white culture just war, sex, tourism and paedophilia? Or why are white people causing their own victimhood?
These are all great questions, you know. All amazing, all kind of triggering questions, man. Controversial questions, you know. But they're deep. I don't have really time to go into depths, you know. I'm just gonna listen in, to be honest.
Okay. All right then, Faris, no problem. Thank you so much. Have a good day, Faris. Thank you. Okay, we've got someone else coming up now, if they're going to connect, called N2. Enteruma, is that right?
Good morning, folks. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's honestly true. It is so freeing. It is so freeing because I know black and brown people, we literally have that kind of like pent up energy inside because we've also tried to assimilate, of course. We're like, okay, this is what the country needs of us, but then we're still like this inside, like, this isn't right. Why are they racist towards us? Why are they discriminatory? Why are they stopping us from getting opportunities? And then actually, when you start speaking about it and you don't let them take you down, hold you back, silence you, you get stronger and stronger and stronger and more confident. And you're like, I don't give a shit. And guess what? None of that affects me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you girls, you are the people who uplift us. At least you've got that confidence. I wish I grew up here. I wish I was born here and then I can see things clearly. But I came here when I was like 19 and I loved this country more than anything. And I had my children here and I felt like I was in heaven. But later on, I started noticing that honestly, this is a wrong place for me and for our children, although I feel stuck in this country. But what annoys me so much is how people cry so much. English people cries that we're in this country as if we committed a crime being in this country. And I look at my pay slip. I earn 3,500 a month and I get taxed 700 every month. And they say that we live in council houses and benefits. 700 folks, I get paid on my pay slip, I get taxed. And then they tell us that we are here just licking their plates, we're living for free. It's so sad.
It's sad. Like, we know everything is projection. Like, I know for a fact that you would have triggered the racists and the lazy white people in the comment section by saying what your salary is, because they would love to earn that much money, and that actually would give them a little less bitterness in their hearts. But that's the thing, like, when you earn more you get taxed more, and it is shit seeing how much tax you actually get out of your salary. It's ridiculous. And the fact is, they don't try to encourage you to earn more money because they want to tax that too. They want to tax that, they want to tax this. The taxes are what? A white European invention. And
I sit back and I see myself, okay, I understand these people, how they are crying and complaining and say, no, we no longer want them here, they're bad. And I ask myself, as me, what have I done wrong?
Nothing.
What have I done? I never committed a crime. I work, I get taxed, and I do everything. Honestly, if it's not like hatred they carry in their veins, what have I done wrong? What has anyone done wrong just to be in this country?
Yeah, don't ever take that energy. Don't ever take their energy. And anyone who's black and brown here, understand this. White people do not hate us. They really dislike themselves in a massive, massive way. A massive way. If they dealt with their own levels of self-esteem, the whole entire world would be far more peaceful than it actually is. Truly.
Absolutely.
It really is. Yeah.
But
this energy on at all.
Lastly, thank you so much. Thank you. You gave me this strength in me. Like, oh yeah, if she can lead us and I speak like her and I get that energy, it means I'm learning something. So thank you so much. Thank you. No matter what, know that we appreciate you.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. And this is what I'm here to help. It's like, we need to get our confidence up, get our energy up. And like,
Absolutely.
We ain't taking no shit. We ain't taking no shit. We didn't deserve the shit. We didn't earn the shit. The shit goes back to them. And you see, here, they always crash out. And if they see me in real life, it's the same stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Right, have a good day. Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you. Right, we got Mr. Silk Whelp for next, please. Mr. Silk, how are you? Mr. Silk? Hello, Mr. Silk. Why have you just gone on mute? Okay, I don't know where you are, what you're doing. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, Mr. Silk. If you want to come back up, you are more than welcome. So let me talk about this one again. The English people are such slaves to the royal family and the government. I mean, it's so freaking true, isn't it? You see that they do not fight their government at all. They are one of the weakest nations when it comes to actually fighting the government. It's actually embarrassing to see that they think that they're fighting the government. There are cultures and people that were literally born out of actual revolution, actual fighting. But English people, what do? I don't like the government. Now what? Now what you're going to do? Nothing. I'm just going to moan about it. How do you expect to change anything if you're just mumbling and groaning? Like, you don't understand the sacrifices that people have had to make in order to have change. But English people are so afraid of doing anything. And even now, a protest, and I'm talking about the left and right here, by the way, just a placard. Just a sad little placard. What's that doing? Is that doing anything? No. You literally have old people being arrested. Your elderly are being arrested for holding up placards. They're targeting the old people. And what are you doing to protect them when they're standing up against a genocide? What are you doing? What are you actually doing? Nothing. You're putting it on your social media and saying, oh, that's sad. Like, that's it. Okay, now we've got Gen X. Gen X, you did have a lot of background noise, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to speak to you. Gen X, are you there?
Hi, hello.
Hello there, how are you?
Hi, I'm not too bad, thank you.
Good. Which topic would you like to discuss today, please?
You're going to have to excuse me. This is my very first live talking on TikTok whatsoever.
That's okay, no judgment.
Yeah, a little bit nervous.
It's okay. Which subject would you like to discuss?
I'd like to discuss what you just was saying about not giving any sacrifice.
As in this one? Why are English people such slaves to the royal family and government and not fighting hard enough?
A little bit touch on that because I'm a veteran myself.
Okay. Yes.
Hello?
Continue. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
No, I can't hear you very well.
Continue. Just speak. Can you hear me? Just speak.
Yeah,
Whatever you want to say.
You're going in and out. I think it's my tablet.
Okay. That's okay. Just speak.
Yeah, I'm a veteran, and I was just going to touch on about sacrifice. And, well, it's probably the subject on the slaves to, let me read this correctly, to the government and to the royal family. I mean, I fought for the Queen. I've been 3 wars myself. And the sacrifice that the English people have done for this country is overwhelming. And you also talk about revolution. What about the Industrial Revolution? All British.
That's not quite the revolution I was talking about. But first of all, let me talk about you serving. If you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
going in and out, but I can hear you.
Okay, so why did you decide to serve the Queen?
Well, I was serving my country, my family first.
What was the threat?
That is the biggest question. There is so many threats going on. Well, when I went into war, it was, I've seen genocide, I've seen death, and we was going in and we was protecting. We were serving. Our government put people out there. Myself.
Protecting who? Against what?
Pardon? I can't hear you.
Protecting who against what?
Well, in Kosovo, do you know of that war?
A little, not too much.
Oi, Governor.
Sorry, what was that?
Don't worry about it. Somebody else was coming up and just saying some silly spam. Continue. So you went to Kosovo, a country that wasn't a threat to the UK.
If you know about that war before you touch on it, do you know anything about it?
I don't, but Kosovo, there's no Kosovans in the UK. It's not a British territory. So I wouldn't know why a British army base would be there or why the British army would be there.
I think if you should, even on TikTok, just put in Kosovo 1998.
Why don't you tell me? You tell me from your words why you, as a British person, felt like it was part of your job and duty to go to Kosovo.
Well, because I was serving my queen. I was serving my country.
So the Queen told you to go to Kosovo, and you were just like,
I joined up myself.
why? Why?
Because it's what I believed in, and I still do. Protecting this country. We're getting taken over as it is.
From what? From who?
From Islam. We're coming over.
What's Kosovo got to do with Islam? They're not Muslim in Kosovo.
They are.
No. It's not a Muslim country.
No, if you don't get the point that I'm trying to point out, there's no point in... Go look it up first and then see what we did out there for the good.
I'm asking you. You're the person who went there.
Forces is what I'm saying. Governor, I don't agree with the country at all.
Okay.
Oh.
So you went as a British person because the Queen told you to go there, and you served the Queen.
Why are you saying that when I just said the Queen? I served the government, yes, and that is serving the Queen. I joined up myself. She didn't personally give me a letter.
Yeah, but why? That's my question. Like, why do you serve the Queen? She don't know you. You don't know her.
You live in this country. Why not?
Because if you value your life,
other people free.
Gen X, do you value your life?
Was that a threat?
What? No. Oh my God, no. I'm asking you if you value yourself and your life. Like,
Governor.
So you're going into an active. Oh, she's gone. She's gone.
Hello?
That was a really interesting conversation for me. Like, I don't understand the English mindset, like, at all. I really will never understand it. I didn't hear anything. I didn't learn anything. Did anybody learn anything then? I didn't learn anything. I don't. Yeah, no, we didn't learn anything. I didn't see anything. Like I said, like she literally just told us she was a slave to the royal family and government. And you're just like, why? Why did you feel like you had to do that? Why did you feel like the Queen didn't, like, you don't know the Queen. You don't know these people at all. They're not your friends. They haven't been to your house. They don't care who the hell you are. You are just cannon fodder for the rich. And she said she did 3 wars. You are cannon fodder for the rich. She talked about the Industrial Revolution. That wasn't the revolution I was talking about. I was talking actually about standing up for yourself. But again, the Industrial Revolution was for who? The royal family and the government, the 1%. It was about making them rich. These people are blindly serving these people without any thought in their head as to why they might be doing that. Right, we've got True Britain next, please. True Britain, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm lovely, thank you so much. Which topic would you like to discuss today, please?
Oi, Governor! Oi, Governor! Oi,
Which one, Rupert?
Is white culture just war, sex, tourism, and paedophilia?
Okay. What would you like to add, please?
Well, it's obviously, I'd say war and sex are a huge part of any culture, but it's really not. There's more to it than that.
Tourism. It says sex tourism.
Oh, sex tourism? No, I wouldn't say that's part of white culture.
Well, then how come so many white people are
Welcome to BP, brother.
So would you say that third world immigrants that come to the UK...
That's not the topic. Please do not deflect. We don't do deflections here.
No, I'm just saying, would you apply the same logic?
No. True Britain. We do not do deflection here. You've just said that war is part of every culture. And you've just said sex, but you didn't even mention the next bit. And then you said sex tourism. And then you said it isn't. So my question to you would be, have you not seen any of the footage of white men in Thailand waving their British passport around and being like, you can come back to Europe with me. Have you not seen that, True Brit?
Yes, I have.
Yeah? So that is what? Sex tourism.
Well, it's not part of our culture. It's a subset of people.
1 minute. Let's talk about another continent that happens on.
Okay.
They also go to Africa and do the same thing. I've seen it myself with my own eyes, my own peepers, in the Gambia. White men again with their passport. Hey, black girls, and actually white women are doing it too. I've got my British passport. I've got my European passport. Come with me back to England, because they're not going for women their own age, by the way. It's women a lot younger and men a lot younger. So that's happening there. It's also happening where else? In other parts of Asia. So if I'm seeing something that's happening in many different continents, it would make me think, this is part of the culture, guys. Jamaica, thank you. Exactly, all the way into the Caribbeans. We're very aware that they go to the Caribbean and do the same thing as well. So to me, look in the chat, they're telling you South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe. Seems to me it's actually quite a part of the culture.
I don't think he can deny it. I mean, he's a fan of Conor McGregor.
Fanatics, I'll bring you in when it's time. True Brit.
I'm not denying that it happens, but it's a subset of people. It's not part of white culture.
But it is heavily. It's got its own name. It's got its own name. Shan is saying Dominican Republic. I saw a lot. A lot.
I'm not denying it happens. I'm saying it's not part of our culture. It's not part of our culture.
It is, because it
I'll tell you what it is. It's a product. No, stop. It's a product of modernity. It's people, right? They have money. They're from the first world.
No. True
People.
Britain.
No.
True Britain. This was happening prior to it having a name. When the British or Europeans were going around the world, what were they doing? They were raping the women.
I know.
They were doing terrible things to the children. They were literally, in Kenya, there are so many women with mixed race babies. And everyone's like, hold on a minute, this is a purely black area. Where do these mixed race babies come from?
Military base, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. So you're aware. You're aware.
I am aware. I'm just saying it's not part of our culture.
But why are you saying it's not when we have case upon case upon case upon case upon case upon case upon case?
Okay. We have case upon case of other races doing great. It doesn't mean it's part of their culture.
I'm talking about, that doesn't say grape up there. It says sex tourism.
Well,
you said culture. Tell us another culture that is literally doing that then. Tell us. Which ones?
What, going to countries for the purposes of having sex with the local women?
Yep, and usually to try and make relationships for marriage, etc. Who else is doing that?
I don't know. Probably a lot of people. The world's a big place.
Not probably. We only deal in indefinites here. Which other cultures are doing that, please?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. Sorry.
Yeah,
there you go.
If you don't know, and it's not off the top of your head, chances are that it doesn't exist. And I can tell you.
No. That's not a fair argument whatsoever.
Because I think we could have a general understanding of certain cultural traditions. Because a lot of you say that, well, all Islam's people are terrorists.
I don't think that.
Well, a lot of white people do, and you're very aware that they do think that. Western Europeans do think that, right? Everybody's got some kind of generalized assumption that they can make about others. And the general assumption we can make is that white culture is sex tourism, because that's all we see. That's all we see. That's all we see.
Would we be able to assume by the same logic that Islamic culture is terrorism?
Don't deflect. Please don't
deflect. I'm using your logic. Would we be able to...
But this is also not about deflection, because if I want to talk about other cultures, which I do sometimes, that would be the subject matter up there. So we're specifically talking about white culture at the moment. And the paedophilia, okay? That part. Do you want to talk about that part?
What do you want me to say? I'm not going to defend paedophilia.
Okay, well, I would hope not. But the thing is, I have a lot of white men who do here. They defend it. And every time I try and talk about it, they're like, what about Pakistan? What about Pakistani grooming gangs? What about Islam? Like, you're deflecting.
You get people coming up here to defend sex with prepubescent children. I don't believe you have that many people coming up to say that.
No,
honestly.
Everybody in the chat section, if you were here last week, I think it was, there was a Voldemort who came up on the panel and said he loved white culture being war and destruction. If anyone was here, can you guys remember? If you remember this person and were there when it happened, tell me you said yes. Say yes, I remember, or just a yes. A guy called Voldemort. He said, I love the fact that white culture is war. It means that we destruct things and we rebuild them. This is what he said. And rebuild. But that's, well, okay. The next thing he said was the sex tourism paedophilia, right? He dropped down to the comment section and he started defending it. He was defending it. He said, I am. That's exactly what he said.
I am a paedophile.
Yeah.
Right, well, I don't think that really speaks for white men, to be honest. That's
you have too many cases, unfortunately, where it does. I have a video.
So many.
There's many Twitter accounts, not Twitter accounts, TikTok accounts, who are literally doing PDF hunting of white men in the UK. And it's mainly white men.
I've seen those videos. Most of the hunters are white. I see thousands of these videos.
Good. They're hunting their own. They're calling out the next door neighbour nonce. They're calling it out, which they should do. It's long overdue, to be honest with you, though, because we have all seen and we've all known and we all talk about our own personal experiences that we always knew somebody on our street, or it was Uncle Peter, Cousin Sean. There was always somebody that we knew that was doing this stuff. Scout leaders, guide leaders who were men, friends, family. Like, we all knew somebody. It is heavily in the culture. It's heavily in the culture. This is why this is.
I don't think it's in the culture. Like, we just talked about those people going around catching them. Like,
if it's not in the culture,
no, listen.
File catchers. What are you talking about?
Please, let me speak, right? If I go up to any white guy I know and I say, oh, mate, I love diddling children, they're not going to associate me with them. They might beat the shit out of me, and they should. That is not in our culture whatsoever. I don't know how many white people you actually speak to in your day-to-day life. But
it's me. I am. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Exactly.
Exactly what?
Sir. I'm 42, and you
don't look it. You don't look it. I'll say that.
Thank you so much. I know. You got people in the comment section also are talking from their experiences. You're too young to actually understand this topic and know how long.
No, I'm not.
True Britain, you're far too young, because we've all got personal experiences. In the comment section, people are telling you, and you've even just said yourself, that you've got paedophile hunters. If it wasn't part of the culture, you would not need them. You wouldn't need them.
Well, no, what you're saying is right. You're taking a very, very, very small subset of white people.
I'm not taking the small set. Sorry, True Britain. I'm having to drop you because I want to move on to the next people now. And you are arguing things that are actually happening. Like, you're getting to accept that these things are happening, but you're also not accepting it, because a lot of what white men do is they put it upon themselves. They put themselves in the position and say, well, I'm not doing it. It's not me. So it means that must be more white men who aren't doing it. There are too many white men doing it, and so this is why we're talking about the culture. It is not a minority of people at all. It is a significant problem, and it's exported internationally. It is a problem we must discuss so it doesn't continue. If you care about women and children, you will not deflect from this subject. Okay, we've got Fanatics next, please. Fanatics, how are you today, my dear?
I'm great, thank you, Fox. Great to see you as fabulous as ever. I think we've had two great examples. I've only been here for a short time. Sorry, Fox, I didn't get to see it all, man. I missed a lot of this, man, but I love these lives. I mean, we saw a great example of why are English people such slaves to the royal family and government. We saw that earlier, where the lady. What's funny about these people is they make up this story in their own head that they served in some imaginary force, and then and they think we don't. They think we're that dumb and we don't understand. She just heard the word Kosovo and heard that it was attached to something that was good that the British Army once done. So she just went, yeah, Kosovo. Explain it to us then. Kosovo. And it was like, what?
She asked us to Google it. Why should we? She was there.
And then when you said to her, like, why are you doing this for the Queen? Just because I want to. That's because I'm supposed do. And it was like, what? That was brilliant. That was awesome. And then you just had a guy come on who said, I want to talk about why white culture isn't just for sex exploitation and paedophilia. We just had a brilliant example there of how he couldn't deny it. I mean, he's a young lad, so I'll give him some credit. He's a young lad. He probably didn't know what he's talking about. But the reality is, this is white culture. And I'm glad that you're bringing this up, because this is what they do around the world. When you try to present examples, the only thing they can say is, I'm sure other people must do it. That is projection of its highest degree. This isn't what's done everywhere else, man. Other cultures don't encourage this. We have a lot of shame cultures where people actually, they don't even contact the opposite gender. They don't even make contact, and they look at it as shameful if you do. So if you compare that to the other, and the other thing, when they he didn't want to admit it, but their culture really is that PDFing, because I think the only difference between Epstein and a lot of these patriots or whatever is the money. The reality is, if they were given the power and access that Epstein did, I think you'd find a lot of them would do exactly the same. And we see these people day and night. I mean, I'm over 40 now, and every other Dave that you bump into, he's like, she's all right, isn't she? You look at it and it's like, now she looks like she's 15, mate. Yeah. It's like, blimey, now what are you doing? And it's every other Dave that does this. And the worst thing is, you know, when they keep projecting and saying the Pakistanis, listen, any and every Pakistani that's done it, we condemn any and every. It's not hard to say that. And it's not hard to say we believe in CP. But if we say CP for your guys, you say, no CP for our guys. We can get ourselves better. Rolf Harris can get better. Jimmy Savile can get better. These people can get better. They can be cured because they've got the white gene. You guys can never be cured. And it's just like, come on, man. Come on, get to it. But Fox, you carry on doing what you're doing, man. Brilliant job as ever.
Thank you so much, my dear. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the celebrities, right? And I talk about this, about how it is in so many different levels of the culture. Why is it in the celebrity? Why, like we talked about on a civilian level, right? Why do we know celebrities who are doing it? Why do we know people in the government that are doing it? Why can we talk about the royal family, them doing it? And you're still trying to tell us it's not part of the culture? On every single level. On my video that I've got on my page, I've talked about the teachers. We know teachers are bad for it. Doctors and nurses taking advantage of the young. That also happens. Police, for goodness sake. The police. You know how many times a young girl or a young kid goes to the police and talks about their shit, or even women. And what happens? They end up getting abused by the same police officers.
Oh, sorry to interject, Fox. You just reminded me something. The other thing, the guy had Conor McGregor. He's a big fan of Conor McGregor. This guy's got done for great. And these guys are allowed to put posters up of this guy, go out and boast about how they support this guy. Can you imagine if a Pakistani boxer was a heavyweight champion of the world, got accused of this? Any and every Pakistani that went and bought a ticket would be accused of supporting him. But is it the same for Conor McGregor? No, he's all right. He's all right. He's white, isn't he? It's all white. But
you're absolutely right. Yes, it was Jimmy. The other one, Jimmy. What's his name? Jimmy something or other. 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 That forming him. Why is he now getting paid to be on television now and do this fight? And guess what? His knee got blown out. That's part of the karma. Part of the karma. This is the thing. Like, these white men think that they can do and say whatever they want, but the karma comes back to them. The karma comes back to them, and sometimes it's not in the way that we expect, but karma is real. It really is real. It is real. Yeah, he was convicted in the civil case, not in the criminal case. That's why she had to sue him, and he was found guilty. Yeah, he was found guilty. You got an Irish flag in your name, so you're probably a PDF as well. You're probably a rapist too, Benny. This is what they do. White men defend other white men that look like them. Yeah, exactly. You're Irish and you're probably a rapist too, Benny. You saw someone that looked like you and you want to continue the shit, so you defend it. So you will never stop us from talking about it, because this is not okay. You are not compatible with humanity, and the universe is seeing you right now, Benny. It's going to come for you too. And we're going to watch. Right, we now got Mocho Pickney. Hello. I've asked you to unmute. Hello, everybody in the chat, by the way. Hi, good to see everybody today. Hi. Moko doesn't seem to be there. So we're going to go to the next person, please. Next person is Jay, please. Jay, how are you? Jay on the panel?
Hello.
Hello there, how are you?
Good, what about you?
I'm lovely, thank you. Which topic would you like to discuss today with me?
The first one.
The first one. So, why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? Yes, please. What would you like to add?
Well, a lot of them say that they are supporting, like, they're trying to make the countries better, but I don't agree with that at all. And I think they just want to make things worse for everyone else.
That's kind of not what my topic says, but I will run with it. So what do you mean by they're trying to make it worse? What are they doing?
Like, the way they go to the street, and, like, mass migration would destroy any country in the world. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, I don't think... How old are you?
20.
Yeah, I can hear it. Sorry, dude, I can hear it, but you're an immigrant, Jay.
Probably am some point down the line.
You're a descendant of immigrants, Jay. You're not indigenous to Britain.
Probably am.
No, not probably, definitely. You are a descendant of immigrants. You people, you white people, are indigenous to Europe, and guess what? You're everywhere. You are mass migrants. So are you afraid that everyone's going to do what you did? Oh, he's gone. He ran away. What?
That lasted long.
Wow. Jesus.
I like the way he come out. It's like it's about the streets. It's about the streets and the mass migration. It just waffle. What?
Yeah, and that was like this. How triggered can you be by such a simple conversation? Like, that was so low level. I didn't even have a go at him. I did nothing. This is the future of England, guys. 20-year-old men. I had a 19-year-old up, and you see the. This is crazy. Okay, next person. We got Just Shema, please. Am I saying that right? Just Shema? Shema?
It's just Shima.
Just Shema. Nice to meet you, Shema.
Nice to meet you.
Shema. Which topic would you like to discuss today, Shema?
The first one.
Yep. Why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? What would you like to add?
I think the left was pretty much founded upon racism and fascism. And I think it's just carried on throughout all these years, and it's just evolved into what it is today.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit more on what you mean and what you're saying?
So the left were the ones that founded the white hat people. They're the ones that fought against Reconstruction. They fought against all the amendments that were put in place to help African Americans after slavery. And I think a lot of times they were mad that they had to.
The left? Not the right.
Yeah.
The left, you're saying? So what did the right do then, in comparison?
I think that the right dropped the ball. I think that they made strides at the beginning after Reconstruction, but after a certain time, they just dropped the ball and just started going for their own agenda as well.
Drop the ball on what? What do you mean? What do they do? If you're saying that the left was against the progress of black people, what were the right doing? What did they drop the ball on?
I think that at the beginning they were for the progress of black people, and then I guess maybe it was too hard of a fight for them and they just gave up.
Girl, what the hell are you talking about? You're trying to tell us that factions like the Triple K are left wing.
Yes, I believe so. And actually, as evidence, the Democrats were just caught giving money to them recently.
Yeah, I'm not even, because the thing is, I can't even, I can't even say anything because I don't know for sure, right? And I do know that sometimes things swap. I'm aware, like some people say in the comments, I know things swap, but I've never heard anything talking about the left being the left or right being right. I've never heard this. I've heard that, I know that, for example, in the UK, okay, we've got Conservative and Labour, which is, of course, your equivalent to the Democrat and the Republican. And I know that Republicans were a little bit on the left, but they were not, as far as I know, not the Triple K, etc., or flying Confederate flags. Can anyone else say that that's right? Like, has that ever been?
That's
you, America?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, I think, and where you are. The issue is that in the 1960s, the parties swapped due to the civil rights movement. And so what happened was the Democrats were then seen as the ones who became more progressive as a result of various changes that were happening. Changes in the early 20th century, like the New Deal, the Depression, and the subsequent civil rights movement, caused the parties to swap, basically. So it was the Democratic Party.
I'm just sorry, I'm just going to interrupt, just because I want to clarify what Shima said, right? So when she's saying that they were, the left are responsible for the non-progress of blacks and actually being the racists and the fascists, is that something that you believe to be true?
I believe both political parties are to blame in very different ways. But I would argue that more so the left, but not for the reasons she's saying it.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. So I'll elaborate why I've written that prompt there then. So what I mean by is, for example, of course you can hear I've got a very strong English accent because I was born in Britain. And in this country, I don't live there, by the way, anymore in the UK, but I'm just visiting at the moment. But in the UK, the left side seems to be very obsessed with racism. Well, not racism, sorry, with racists themselves. So they don't seem to be fighting racism. They seem to be obsessed with racists and fascists. They spend a lot of time with them, like just really sort of attached to them in a very unhealthy way. I think that the left should be actually tackling racism and fascism away from the actual racists and fascists, right? If it's in real life, of course, they'll counter protest. You have to counter protest. But online, it seems to me that their energy is too drawn to people who are very toxic. And we don't get to hear a lot of what the left are trying to do in terms of their activism and the way that they're trying to move and change and grow. They're too busy having these right-wing people around, and you're like, all you're doing now is just fighting. So that's why I say the left are obsessed with racists and fascists. So that's where I'm coming from.
Could it possibly be that it's more simpler than that, to the point where the reason why they are so obsessed is because that is really their attachment?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to respond, Cheryl, which is quite.
I mean, is it possible?
I don't know. But then, well, what's the right attached to? The right's attached to the left too. Because they're attached to racism, sorry. They're attached to black and brown people. They're attached to everything that we're doing when we're trying to progress and move. The right are always there. So are you going to say the same about the right?
Possibly. I think it's possible.
I feel like this is an interesting conversation because you definitely seem to be gunning for the left right now and nothing for the right, which is weird to me.
Well, no, that's not it. That's not the case.
Yeah, I haven't heard you really condemn anything about the right side yet.
I mean, I'm not condemning either side. That's just my observation.
No, you did. But you condemned the left, and then you said the right dropped the ball, and you haven't really said anything about
me saying that they dropped the ball. To me, is a condemnation.
But it was in a positive way. So talk about the right now, okay? Let's bring it forward to present day. Right, so of course you had the Capitol Hill storming, yes?
No, I wasn't there, no.
I didn't say you were there.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I didn't say you were there. You know, when those white people stormed Capitol Hill, they broke into Capitol Hill a few years ago. Who was that, the left or the right?
Honestly, I believe it was both.
No.
Oh no.
Stop that now.
Oh, no.
Stop that now.
Oh,
Stop
no.
that now.
I do believe it was both.
Stop that now. Stop that now.
I mean, that's my honest opinion. I think it was both.
How can you say like, if you have a belief, what did you see with your eyes that said that's a left winger there, that's a left there, definitely, because you can't just have an opinion out of nothing. What did you see?
I saw buses, and I really don't want to get too deep into it because that's, TikTok has, there's things that you should really can't say.
I don't censor anything here. This is the UK algorithm. I think is quite different to the American one. Say what you want to say. Just say.
Okay, I saw videos on that same day of buses, and on those buses, people got off those buses and they were wearing like black T-shirts and they were dressed all like Antifa. And those people started changing clothes and started putting on like American flags and started putting on everything. And it looked really weird to me.
Has anyone else seen these videos?
Nobody probably was looking for the video. Now I'm going to tell you that because the perception was it's the right, and the media wanted everybody to think it was right, but I think it was both.
Do you not think this not sounds like ridiculous? Because if
but who's the credit for it?
Antifa, when they come, you literally can see that they're Antifa. They literally have the branding. You can see that they actually are. But you talk about how they change clothes. Why would they be changing clothes?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. And that was my question. Like, why are they changing clothes?
Before they leave the house, they always have their garms up. They always say, we're getting ready for protest. We're getting ready because we know so-and-so is happening. They don't change clothes, ever. The only people that would change clothes to pretend is the right. We've seen it many times. They pretend to be left, so then they can say, hey, don't look at us. It's not us anymore. It's the left.
I think it works both ways.
It doesn't work both ways. It never has done. The left don't have that mindset. And I'm not left, by the way. I'm centrist. So I see things in the middle. See things in the middle. They don't believe that. Look at what happened, right, with that guy who was supposed to have shot, what's his name? Charlie Kirk. They're trying to say he's a left. What turns out is right, isn't he? He's always right.
I mean, he was right, but look who his girlfriend was. I mean, that doesn't seem too right to me.
Yeah, but you know what? Not everybody sticks to a program, Shima. You're clearly not sticking to a program right now because you're a black woman chatting this nonsense.
I mean, you may see it as nonsense, but I mean, it's just a perception.
It's nonsense.
To you, it's nonsense.
Yeah, but nobody else has seen it. No, we ain't heard nobody talking about this stuff. This would have been a conversation, especially in the United States, considering how you guys protest, which is you have the biggest protests in the whole entire world. There were no stories at all that came out from Capitol Hill that the left were even there.
Right, but one of the guys that was there for sure was from the left, was a guy from CNN, and his name was John, and he was in the building.
One man, Shima, we're done now with that conversation because it was obviously ridiculous from start to finish, that conversation. But we ain't going to talk about one left man on CNN. Oh, the left were there.
But can I just chime in with this?
No, 1 minute, Jamal. I'll come to you. Please hold your thought because I do go in order today, Jamal. But it's at least next one like that. It's just.
My brain is a bit compressed now. I don't know what that was.
I think we're all a bit discombobulated. Like I said, I've never been stumped for worse before, but that was the first time.
Someone did say she had some Donald Trump reposts on her page, so it kind of makes sense.
Right, okay. Disappointing! I am very disappointed in you, Shima. Just Shima. You are just a whole load of nonsense. That's what I heard there. Right, Alicia, which topic would you like to discuss, please?
Why are English people the worst at discussing race? And I do think it also intertwines with the one underneath it about white people causing their own victimhood. So if I go into both, I apologise. But I think that with British and English people, they don't like to face uncomfortable truths, that everybody has an unconscious bias. Yeah. And, you know, if you're saying to them, you know, for example, something about stereotyping towards the Pakistani community, I would just use as an example, or the black community, whatever, they take it as an attack on them, and they don't like to be like, no, do you know what? Hang on a minute. I do have that mindset as well. And I think it's just about not being able to face reality that sorry, you're throwing me off, throwing it around.
I tried to select someone and I ended up moving my top banner. Sorry, continue.
And I think that where it intertwines with the victimhood, I keep hearing about this 2-tier policing system. I think you was in the live yesterday when we were talking about it. Yes. And 2-tier policing it hasn't been brought in, but it was going to be brought in because black people and people from Bangladesh were disproportionately being stopped and searched, and also being given longer sentences for the same crimes as white people were committing. So that's what 2-tier.
That is the 2-tier.
Yeah,
that actually is the 2-tier.
Yeah, but they've changed it, haven't they? To be, oh, they're attacking the white people now. Oh, Henry Nowak, that's because he was white. It's so, and you know, when you try and explain logic, they just don't get it. Because I get told all the time, you hate white people. How can I hate white people? I'm a white person. My mother's white. My father's white. Do you know? It's such a ridiculous thing that they think that you should just blindly agree with what's being said to support white people, because it's just the system that is in place everywhere you go, everywhere you look. It's in the system, and people just don't want to face uncomfortable reality that this is how it is, and what are we going to do to change it?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point about this. If you go against the system, they're saying that you're anti-white or you're a race traitor and things like that. And it's very sad when they say that, because, you know, if you do wake up to these things and you do call them out, it's actually to the benefit of white people. Like, that's the thing, all of these things are literally to the benefit of white people. So why don't white people want to get better? Why don't they want to actually be treated better? Why do they want to have more? Don't they want to have more money in their pockets? Why don't they want to see a fairer justice system? There's only 4% of cases that are prosecuted in the UK when it comes to child SA. Only 4%. Because of this, it is in the culture. Like, don't you want that to be improved? Apparently no, because if you go against that, and like every time we do, if we talk about anything that is a bad part of white culture, they're like, that's anti-white. So they want to keep it. They just want to keep it. They want to keep it. And that's sad. It's really sad that they think that is their culture and that's all that they think that they can aspire to be. That's not okay, man.
And it's upsetting when people, they want to talk, you know, the whole, I want to protect women and children, but you only want to protect white women and white children. And you also only want to look at perpetrators that don't have white skin. That's literally what it is. And if you say, yeah, okay, we can talk about this, like the Pakistani grooming gangs, but we can also talk about this that happened in Parliament, the whole Westminster thing. Like, we can talk about both things. Both things can be true, but they need to have like a one solid answer to everything. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but it just baffles me how people have zero logic.
There's a woman on here. She's amazing. Have you come across somebody called T for Truth before?
No, I don't think I have.
T for Truth is incredible. Like, she came here, was it about last week or so? For those guys who were in the comments section, or I don't think anyone on the panel was here. But if you guys remember T for Truth, she was doing amazing work on deep diving in the PDF class, basically. And honestly, the stuff that she was, it was a belter. Honestly, we were so flabbergasted with the things that she'd found out. She basically spent 6 months solid researching all the PDF stuff that had happened in Britain and then a little bit internationally, because of course with the Epstein files. And it was mind-blowing, some of the stuff that had found out and the way that certain things have been manipulated, even when it comes to the Pakistani grooming gangs, okay? So if you are aware, or some people are aware or have seen it, the biggest PDF ring in the UK was already found in 2023. It was 21 white people, okay? In 2023, it was the UK's largest PDF gang. The way that they've been pushing the PDF gangs, it's like, oh, okay, things like it's a massive ring or so. It's 9 people, 9 Pakistani men. And I said, and I thought, because what I had read was that the reason why it went on for so long, as in 2 of them, there was the Rochdale and the Teesside, I think, wasn't it? Teesside, there was a second one. The reason why, what I'd read, is because the police had said they didn't want to seem racist by actually going after the men, which is obviously a weird thing to say because it means that you don't actually care about the victims. You don't care about the children. If you cared about protecting them, you wouldn't care that these are brown men doing it. It doesn't even make sense. So when I said that, she said, no, actually, that's not what happened. It's because the police were involved.
I was going to say, I didn't want to interrupt you. The police were involved. That you've got politicians, like if you look into things, it's crazy the things you find out about politicians going into boys' borstalls, the police being involved in the victims of the grooming gangs. It's crazy. And that is why we have such low sentencing for things like rape and child SA, and also why people get away with it. Look at Jimmy Savile. Everyone, like, a lot of them knew what he was doing, but it wasn't until he passed away that people felt, you know, they could come out and speak publicly about what he had done.
It's disgraceful. Hugh Edwards, the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
and it's all covered up, isn't it? When they're saying about, oh, this was covered up because of they were scared of being called racist, but all of it is covered up. All of it.
All of it, exactly. And this is why we have to really address the fact it is a massive part of the culture. It is not just a select few people. It is in every level that you can think of, in every place. And for those of you that do have children in the UK, honestly, do not rest. I think about the things that I saw when I was a kid and the things that I heard when I was a child at school. I think about hearing that my maths teacher was in a cupboard pleasuring himself. I think about the other teachers who were caught having affairs with kids under 16. I think about this now. Of course, at the time, it was just like, you know, her. But only now, you're like, it's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
This is what I mean. It can't be pinned onto one particular group of people. It's happening to all children from all walks of life. And that's, and when you're saying, you know, but let's talk about the white British people that have done it. It doesn't mean that they're the only people doing it, but it means you have to address that as well. If you care about women and children, address all of it.
Exactly. Address all of it, because it is the deflection which is a problem. It is always, look over there, don't look at us. No, we're looking at you now. We're looking at you now. And are you going to continue this, or are you actually going to say this shit needs to change? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing enough white men in the UK saying that this needs to change. Thank you so much, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Right, we're going to go to Mr. Brenterson now, please. Mr. Brenterson, how are you?
Delightful. How are you today?
I'm lovely, thank you. So which topic would you like to discuss?
I'm curious about your answer about this. Why are the English people such slaves to the royal family and government?
Oh, it's historical, sir.
I know. I want your opinion though.
Yeah. So from many years, so back from when the English were established in 450 AD, they literally went, so when they were taken from Germany, because they always forget they're from Germany, from Denmark, from the Netherlands, they were following their leader. And they just continue to follow their leader. They're very submissive people, incredibly submissive. And then as it went on, they were just doing everything that somebody higher always told them. And we know that it was white men that came up with the hierarchy for men, right? You know, alphas at the top, then betas, etc., down to the bottom. So they then fell into that system and they just thought, well, you know what? I just need to follow. And then white people, as we also know, came up with taxes. So when the governments and when the royal families were going around to these poorer people, because they already started to build a class system as well at the same time, they kept taking more and more from the poor and then giving them little scraps. Because that's what you do when you, over generations, just harm a group of people. They become so obsessed, so submissive that any little crumbs that you give them, they are grateful. And that's exactly what the English people are. That's why they'll say, oh, England is best. It's the sixth richest country, but they've got no fucking money in their pockets. They've got nothing. The world doesn't even like them and enjoy them. But now they've just been so brainwashed by their elites, by their 1%, to say that they're the greatest. And we had the first person, I don't know if you were here, she was in the army, saying, I just follow what the Queen told me to do. They just follow. They're just followers. They've got no autonomy. They've got no sense of confidence, no self-identity. They move as a unit. And that's why they've been able to organize and invade 171 countries, because they're just NPCs, to be honest with you. They just follow. And that's why they are slaves to their royal family and government. They've just been brainwashed for centuries. Yeah.
Wow. It's interesting because I'd always wondered about why have the people of the Isles always held so doggedly to the monarchy. I've never understood that. Like, even with the French Revolution happening across the Channel, I would have expected something similar just due to geographic and cultural proximity.
You know what they did in England? As part of the culture, they'll always say, look at the French over there. They're always fighting all the time. We don't do that because we're more civilized. We keep calm and carry on. We have a stiff upper lip. We don't challenge our monarchy because we trust everything that they have to say. That they've literally been brainwashed against the French, saying that they are the troublemakers, but they should have been more like the French. Yeah. I think they've had 12 wars, if I remember off the top of my head, with the French. They're always fighting them, the English, by the way. And so when they formed the union with Scotland, they had a common enemy. So they were like, oh, let's form the union because then we'll be stronger to beat the French. And that's how it came about. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that was, the last conversation that you were having with regard to the PDF culture, what's interesting is that I think that my question has to do with that as well, particularly about how people in the royal family, people not being in the Epstein and E-files, all that stuff. It's very much a case of why. I see this as an American in the Midwest. Why? We don't understand why these types of things, only 4%. You all know that we have a very firearm heavy culture in the States. If we had numbers like that, it would be a very different outcome in this here.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate because I believe, and I don't know if people will agree with me or disagree, but I believe that if we had a GUN culture in the UK, they wouldn't be going after the PDF so much. They would literally just turn on black and brown people because how it is. And the things, of course, that they see in America, it's their cousins. It's literally their cousins. And like I say, they unite very fast when it comes to racism. So I believe that that's the first thing that they will do is actually just turn on us. But yeah, I have to apologize to everybody else on the panel right now. I have to go and I will be back a little bit later. So Steph, by the way, good to see you because it's been some time, but I will come back on again later and I will continue this topic. Okay, everybody. So thank you.
Have a great day.
No worries, Fox. Please send me an invite and I will see you soon.
Thank you so much.
You look beautiful.
Thank you, lovely. And Jamal as well. Thank you so much, Jamal, for being here. I hope you do come back a bit later.
Hope to see you later.
Yes. Right. Thank you, everybody, for the chat. That was a really lovely live so far and really interesting conversations. Right, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye, everybody. Bye. It's been a busy day for me. Really freaking busy day. So I hope everybody is well. These are the topics for today. We had a really interesting conversation this morning. Let me summarize. We had a woman come up here from the military. She said that she'd served in 3 wars, right? And this is to do with this topic here. Why are English people such slaves to the royal family and government? She said, I serve Queen and country. And I said, why? She said, because this is the Queen, it's the country. I serve my family and the country. I said, why? She said, I've been to Kosovo. And I said, okay, well, tell us what happened in Kosovo. She said, do you know anything about Kosovo? I said, no, not really. Tell me. Look it up on Google. No, you've been there. You've been to Kosovo. Tell us why you were there. Oh, because of Islam. In Kosovo. What the hell are you talking about, woman? You saying for Queen and country. You don't even know the Queen. You've never met the Queen. She doesn't know who you are. Why are you going to Kosovo as a British person in a war or whatever you're doing? Oh, we're going there to protect who? And from what? She didn't even bloody know. She ran away from the conversation. She'd been to war 3 times, guys, 3 times. It was bizarre to hear. We were all flabbergasted. You're like I say, English people are NPCs. They just go along with the program. She said, I chose to go there. I said, yeah, why though? I said, why? I don't understand English people. I never will. Their mindset is beyond me. It is beyond comprehension and understanding. Like, truly. So we also had somebody talk about the left. So the first topic I've put here is, why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? And we had another woman, a black woman, American woman, so disappointing, saying that that the people who stormed the Capitol Hill were also left. So if you guys remember when all those right-wing racists stormed Capitol Hill a few years ago, she was like, no, there was some left people there as well. I said, what do you mean? How do you know they were left? Oh, because they turned up in Antifa clothing and then they changed to like right-wing stuff. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would they turn up in their left-wing stuff and then change to right? Please use your critical thinking skills if you have any. It doesn't even make any sense. Why would they do that? It was silly. We've heard it the other way round where they pretend, the right pretend, but she's trying to say that they turned up and changed. Girl, what? And then she said, I saw buses of Antifa people turning up. How come the rest of us didn't see that? It's just you? Oh, I was looking for it. I said, girl. And then she tried to say, oh, well, there was one man from CNN. One man from CNN? Spam, I don't find these people, they find me. And these people are everywhere. Tago, good to see you. She went because she was sent. These people have no internal morality. Hi, CHB18. Good to see you, my dear. So we got someone who wants to come up. Oh, it's Jamal. Yay. Jamal. Are you there, my dear? Hello. Hi, how are you?
I am, like Jill Scott, quite golden.
Oh, okay. You make it act like you're golden.
It's like it's golden.
So
oh, no, that was weird.
You saw part of that conversation, didn't you?
Yeah, it's weird. And here's the thing, I actually do a lot of, unfortunately, I do study a lot of right-wing gobbledygook and stuff like that. I know that's BS because I've read a lot of prior to January 6th, I read a lot of the Truth Social posts and stuff like that, and they were actually planning this for a while. So it's like, okay, but Antifa... First of all, Antifa isn't even an actual organisation. It's everybody's technically Antifa if you're against fascism. Yes. So what's that all about? And don't get me wrong.
It's not as if we do have a particular uniform as well, and a way that we do organise. There are specific things, of course, that we've seen in terms of anti-Israeli, let's say, or pro-Palestinian, where you are seeing, of course, them wearing the Palestinian colours or waving a flag. Yeah. And then when it comes to just activism, you know that sometimes they do just dress in all black, which is exactly what the right dress up as. So there's not really any like Antifa uniform out there.
And there's no Antifa, application or registration process.
Yeah, it's not a club, it's not an organisation, but they try to make it as if it is one. So yeah, it's crazy. But which topic would you like to discuss, please, Jamal?
Me, I was going to say just yes, but I think why the English, why the right are blaming others for their failures.
Okay.
And I think really it's just I think it's the appeal. It's the appeal to mediocrity, and as I've gotten older, I've pretty much I've used white supremacy a lot less and less, and I've used the term white mediocrity a lot more. Because And actually, it was funny. I've seen a lot of news outlets about white children are failing in schools and they're going to be and the reason is, well, I believe the reason is that they've never had that that value of education instilled in them. And if you pretty much, if you have the system pretty much being for the most part in your favor, and obviously we have been parents of the Windrush, grandparents and parents, we were literally had the education beaten into us, and even if we didn't do that bad, it was still, we should have done better.
It was A's or nothing less. It was like, and if you do, you saw the disappointment.
Oh yeah, it was A or get your A-double-S kit.
Yes, you would. I remember the disappointment on my father's face when I didn't get higher grades, because honestly, it was difficult for me. Some subjects were quite difficult for me. I was more of a creative mind than I was an academic mind, except for maths. I did quite like maths. But when I tried to do that at A-level, Lord have mercy, it is like learning a completely different language, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't find it fun, so I failed spectacularly with a U grade.
Hey, why are you calling white people racist? And
Copium, please, can you not interrupt? Okay, you can clearly see that there are two people talking.
as a black trans woman, you need to respect.
If you interrupt,
you need to respect me.
Neanderthals always behave in the same way on these TikTok lives over and over, and I always call it out all of the time. Neanderthals cannot close their mouths. Neanderthals cannot connect brain to mouth. Neanderthals don't respect anybody else out here at all. They are narcissists. So you say about white mediocrity, I say white narcissism is a massive thing, because they always have to make sure that the narrative is always around them all of the time. Everybody else is not important. They need to just talk about everything that they are.
And it's why this country cannot move forward, because even if there's a policy or a number of policies that actually help them, it's like, I don't feel like I'm centered, or I don't feel like I'm being spotlighted. So it's a voice of the unheard. No, it's a voice of people that really need to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing, right? Like you've talked about it just then, about this white advantage and the country and these cultures being centered around white people, but they still feel like they have to speak. They feel like they're so unheard still, and when they open their mouths, it's just a bunch of shit. They have nothing to say. Like, how is it that you can live in these countries, like especially countries like the UK, right? 87% white. America, I don't know what percentage it is now. I think it's 60% white now. And that you still feel like you're like, have to go, no one hears me, so I just need to come up here and just say, black people.
I think another thing is that a lot of them just don't like to share, but they expect they expect everyone else to share with them. For example, I'm a musician, so obviously I do a lot of black music genres like funk, soul, hip hop, jazz, and all that stuff. There's a song that I'm trying to write, and it's about cultural gatekeeping, and obviously you're a child of the 90s, and you remember stuff like remember times, for example, even in the 90s, you couldn't even if you were a black musician or a black band, you weren't even allowed to have a feature in a magazine. And even in where I live in Manchester, there was a big shutdown of a lot of black venues, and a lot of black people were pushed out of the scene. And that was funny enough, it was actually coincided with the rise of Britpop. But the point I'm getting is when we're trying to get into certain spaces, we're being pushed out. But when we create a space of our own, Everybody wants to come out. And also, speaking of that, we have the MOBO Awards. And remember, when we had the MOBO Awards, everybody the people who did the MOBO Awards got accused of being racist. They got accused not for kicking anyone out, but actually having spaces for black people who were pretty much pushed out or dismissed or raised from their industry. It's ridiculous.
And now we have to, of course, have white people celebrated in that space too, right? And it's like, because remember, it's music of black origin, so it means that anybody who does music of black origin can also be celebrated in that space too. And it's like, okay, have we lost what it actually means? Have we lost what it means and what it was actually created for? Yeah, that's what happens a lot of the time. And was that the same lady who just passed away recently? Was it her?
So who?
Oh,
yes, she did pass away.
Yeah, she's passed away now. She's passed away. So it just makes you think where it's going to go next.
I'm fear that it'll go the way of BET.
Okay.
That's not good. But again, it's one of those where if it's the whole thing of if it's not centering them, then equality will seem like oppression.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we can't have our own thing. Oh no, they tell us build our own thing when it comes to media hiring black actors, and when we do our own thing, they still get pissy about it. It's like, we can't have nice things.
I know. Well, yeah, I don't know what else I can say about that. Apparently not, and that's why the universe is coming in and making the sun really hot. And there were tsunamis. I don't know if you've seen today, people. There was a massive sandy tsunami in France. France is getting hammered. There's already been like 1,000+ people that died of drowning. You know, you're seeing all these heat stroke deaths as well. But if you haven't seen it, go and look at the footage. This massive sand tsunami came for the French. Today or yesterday. It was an El Nino situation. It was. So that's that. Right, thank you so much, Jamal. I'm going to go now to Lutalo, please. Lutalo, have I said that right? Lutalo?
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Lutalo or Lutalo?
Yeah, Lutalo.
Thank you so much. Which topic would you like to discuss, please, Lutalo?
Two of them, actually. Why are English people such slaves to the royal family and government? What I know about the royal family and the government, during the Second World War was actually started. It wasn't started because of fascism, really. The
first one you're talking about.
The second one.
Okay.
It was an in-family fight between Germans and other people, because as we know, the royal family are German. So it wasn't what was played out to the rest of the world. Oh, we're fighting racism and fascism. No, it was our internal problem. And it was played out to the world like we're fighting fascism and Hitler and all these things. But it wasn't, have you noticed, only when Hitler was losing the war and he came here to invade, that's when things really started popping off, when East London was attacked. Because as we know, like I said, the Queen and her family are Germans. So this myth about fascism and fighting against racism and stuff like that is a myth. We were all told a lie. And millions of people died in that war because of what they were told. Yeah. But right now in England, as you're seeing, we're seeing fascism. We're seeing racism, even within the royal family. So, I just want to say to people out there, don't get too caught up in this thing of we're fighting fascism, we got rid of the Germans. No, it's not like that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So
even the First World War as well, because I'm a bit less clued up on the Second World War. Right. The First World War, it was again a family feud. It was all the cousins.
Indeed.
That could get on with each other. And there's that photo of the 9 kings, the last time the 9 kings, European kings, were seen sat together. And some of them looks like each other. And they fell out. They can never get on. And then they do. They drag millions of people to their deaths. And even alone, white people, 53 million white people died because they couldn't keep their egos in check. And now they're like, oh, I did this for Queen and country. You did what?
No.
And what did they give you? They give you pieces of shitty metal that you can stick to your chest and be like, yeah, my granddad got these medals for doing what?
Yeah, exactly. Even though the Al-Fayed's father was even on he's not alive anymore, God rest his soul, but he was even on YouTube and all the television channels saying that Charles's father was a non-racist.
Yeah. We're quite aware of that man.
Yeah, and it was a non-racist, and they refused to give him even his passport because he's a racist. Because he wanted justice for his son, rightly so. So, let's not get. I don't think people get twisted up and confused. The whole royal family, oh, they're lovely, oh, we love them. No, it's not like that at all. The people who know who they are.
Yeah. I think what's really disappointing is I see a lot, or actually too many Asian people, and of course we have some black people too, who are like King Charles. Excuse me. What he's done to us, his bloodline, his family.
Indeed.
Hello.
Indeed.
Hello. And
Indeed.
I always bring up that one guy, if you remember when the Queen died, that Asian guy, I think it was Indian man, who got down and bowed down, put his head to the floor, like real submissive, if you remember that, when the Queen was lying in rest, right, in state.
Yeah.
And the brown guy just got down and prayed like, oh, get up, get up.
It's embarrassing, honestly. It's actually embarrassing. Hundreds of years.
Who let uncle do that? Who lets that's someone's uncle, someone's dad?
I know, it's embarrassing.
Do that. Where's his family? I will be so angry if I knew my own dad or someone was going to do that. You would never speak to me. You'd never hear from me ever again.
Exactly.
And you told me in advance what you were going to do, so I can tell you to stop that nonsense.
Exactly. The royal family have millions and millions of Africans' blood on their hands. And then you're going to go there and, the royal family up? No.
Good.
No. And, sorry, sister. The other thing I wanted to discuss was, why are the races always about me? Why are the English people worse? Why are English people the worst at discussing race? It's because it's like Malcolm X said, it's the guilt It's like Malcolm X said, it's the guilt complex of everything that has taken place. So, yes, a lot of whites say, we didn't do that to, black people. We didn't do this, we didn't do that. But the foundation of those things still exists. In terms of the financial system, in terms of still looting African countries, in terms of the racism, in terms of many, many things. So those things, those attributes and other things still exist today. So that's why people say things like that, because it's still happening now. Just not long ago, the slave owners were giving money for the reparations of the money lost for slaves. Not long ago. So, when we're talking about these kind of things, why it's not like to discuss these things? It's because of those things. They know these things. But the thing is, what is even worse is that most of the time when they come into an argument or the discussion, it's like they act like they don't understand what's going on, but they do know.
Yeah, and even that person, Diclo, clearly they were up on the panel and couldn't control themselves. This is what these Neanderthals do, making Neanderthal grunting noises. I dropped him down and he's projecting inferior small brain species cope. You're talking about yourself, Diclo.
Indeed.
You are talking about yourself.
That's right. I
don't know how to do that. Thank you so much, Lutalo. Thank you.
No problem. Okay.
All right then. Thank you. Right, we've got now Israel is a bitch. I don't know if I can say that without TikTok because it's very, very Zio pro. So yes, what would you like to add, please?
Hello. So I would like to just discuss why are English people the worst at discussing race. So speaking from experiences that I have in my current workplace, discussing with native English, if you like, and explaining to them why racism is rife today, and their lack of understanding and their lack of looking at things from a different perspective, and it's almost like, well, all of that is historical, everything that's happened in the past. And you're like, well, actually it isn't, because if you look at the things that they did to all the African countries, to South Asian countries, nothing's really changed in terms of how they treat people of colour. It doesn't matter whether you're black, brown, other races, Chinese, whatever. And it's this mindset that they have that, well, look what we did for them. We built roads and we built railways. And it's like, yeah, that was just a way to get the resources out of their countries easier, not because you were looking at developing them as a people.
And this is what thing that pisses me off about this "we help them" business. Nobody asked for help because nobody was suffering. I gave an analogy the other day to this one guy, because of course the English always say this. They say, I said, okay, when you go, and I said let me phrase it exactly how I said it to this person. Okay. Imagine you've got a broken leg and I help you to the doctor. I literally put you in my car. I take you to the hospital and I say to the doctor, oh my God, this person broke their leg. Can you help them? And then I say, does that mean I've helped you? He said, yeah. So imagine now you haven't got a broken leg and I break your leg and I take you to the hospital, but I don't take you outside and I maybe dump you at the front door. Have I helped you? No.
Yeah.
That is literally the equivalent of what colonization is. We didn't ask for help. Nobody asked for this shit. And at the same time, they built up countries in the way that they wanted, because they wanted to seem like these countries were familiar to them, because they don't have the ability to adapt to our cultures. Clearly, they don't have any way of adapting. So they were like, you know what? We just need to make them as European as possible. And then they say, oh, well, look how we left them. We left them all these buildings and all this infrastructure that is not compatible with us. We didn't want that shit. And now they're like, oh, now look at it. It's fallen to disrepair. Because guess what? You put this infrastructure, but you took away all of our wealth to be able to maintain it.
Yes, that's the key thing. And it's like, how can they not understand that all of these countries are resource rich, yet they're so poor? Why? And it's that comprehension of, well, oh, it's not down to us. It's like, of course it's down to you. You've taken everything from all of us, and you've hoarded the wealth. You're taking all the resources, and then you're like, well, you know, why are you coming over to our country? Hello, you know, yeah, and it's just even like the basic concepts of understanding why people come here, why are we, you know, living in this country, why are asylum seekers coming here? Well, you know, you're contributing to the current affairs of the world as they stand now. You're bombing countries, you're still stripping, you know, resources from African countries, and you're wondering why they're coming here. And it's like, you know, well, they're taking over, nobody's taking over. And I think this is the mindset. They are so brainwashed to think that what they've done to all of our you know, native lands, all African countries, South Asian countries and elsewhere, and even in America, let's be fair, the Native Americans there and Australia, the Aboriginals, they think that if they allow, you know, people of color to come into this country, they're going to do the same thing to us. And it's like, no, absolutely not.
Their own fear and their own paranoia about such things.
Yes, and they project that. They project that onto us, because they can't think beyond the fact that, you know, we just want to try to give, you know, like my parents came to this country to give their children a better life. You know, they didn't come here to, you know, my parents never claimed benefits. They never owned a council house.
Most
you know,
of our parents didn't.
Exactly. And this is what I mean. It's like, I've got a really good job. I'm educated. I don't have a degree, but I'm educated in terms of done an apprenticeship. I've learnt my trade. And yet again, it's like trying to get them to understand, you know, we are contributing. And also they talk about integration. And this is my thing. I am South Asian, but I said that the community that has integrated the most is the black community.
They've taken on your culture. They've taken on your religion. They've done everything and anything to integrate within the British society and English culture. And yet, you still treat them like they're third-rate citizens. I mean, look at it. Football's a prime example. You know, it's all Jude Bellingham today, but 2 years ago, what did they say about him when he missed the penalties? When those three kids, one of them was a kid. He missed the penalty. What did they say about him? Get them out, calling him all kinds of racial slurs. This is what I'm saying. It's like, when it suits you, you will accept us. But when it doesn't, when it's like, oh no. And I feel like it's any excuse to bring out the racism.
Yeah, of course.
It's always in there. It's embedded in them.
Yeah, it's in the DNA. It literally, they could just turn overnight. Because look at how they were like, oh, we're such a tolerant country, and tolerance means to accept things you dislike, by the way, English people. Tolerance is not a good thing. And now you see how quickly they are reverting back to racism. Because why? It's their default setting. And Lutale said this perfectly also about, we talk a lot about German ancestry and German history because that's where the Anglo-Saxons came from. They always keep forgetting that, and they hate it when I remind them from Germany. I'm like, stop telling all the immigrants to go home because you're an immigrant. Go back to Germany. And they're like,
I'm Scandinavia.
Now they start freaking out. But like, this is the thing, is like the disrespect that English people have, it's actually for everybody, because you've seen how they disrespected the Celtic people who were obviously there for hundreds of years before them. You know, they don't respect the Scottish, the Welsh, the Irish. They war with everybody. This is exactly where you have to actually understand different cultures, different ethnicities, different heritages, how these all things work. Because yes, we can talk about white people, but we've got down to the crux of who the actual problematic ethnic group are. And on that note, and the fact that you've even got your username as it is, I find it really interesting now that I see so many white people now, especially English people, saying it's not white people, it's the Jewish. I'm like, excuse me, Jewish is religion, and Jewish is across many different races of people.
Yes.
There ain't no black Jews out here doing Zio shit. Like, it's literally not happening. It's not the Jewish, it is the Zionists who are white. Stop talking about Jewish people. It's not them. It's not them.
How many of the Jewish people are actually out on the streets protesting against the Zionist state?
Exactly.
You know,
so many. Yes.
Exactly. So, you know, it is in my eyes, I think Judaism is a religion. I don't see it as an ethnicity as some like to purport it to be. But, you know, there are some Jewish people out there protesting along with us.
Yep.
And, you know, they're also standing up for people who are, you know, in worse situations than they are. And I think that's so valuable, and that kind of gets neglected a little bit in amongst everything else that's going on. But yeah, I just think, you know, English people, they kind of get on my nerves a bit.
Well, there's a reason why I had to leave the island of misery 4 years ago. I could not deal with the fact that they can't discuss anything without getting overly emotional. I can't deal with the passive aggressive nature of their being. I can't deal with the oversensitivity. There's so many things I just cannot deal with these people. And they are very frustrating. And you mentioned something earlier about just like talking about history or whatever it is that we're talking about. At this point, it is just willful ignorance, because I know a lot of English people are on these apps every single day. They're engaging in the same conversations every single day. They're hearing the same reasoning from black and brown people and from the global majority. Why the immigrants coming here? They get given the answer. And tomorrow they'll ask the same question to someone else. Why the immigrants coming here? It's the same thing over and over and over again. We've given you the answer. You just don't like the answer. And you're going to keep finding a black and brown person who's going to be on your side to say, well, you know what? This black or brown person over here told us they're coming here for benefits, because that's what they want to hear. I had this guy a few weeks ago. Some of you, if you were here, you will remember, right? It was, I can't remember the guy's username. But anyway, he was, Restore Britain. He called himself Restore Britain, right? If anyone knows or remembers, there was a guy here who called his name Restore Britain. He was sitting here for quite some time. He said he was educated here. He said he didn't know certain things. He didn't know about reform or restore, actually trying to get rid of the, you guys remember, he said that he didn't know that they were trying to get rid of the Human Rights Act. And he said, this is terrible. This is really bad. And I tagged him in something in one of my videos. He said, thank you so much for sending me this. Yeah, you remember. And then he sent me something else. And I said, yeah. And he said, this is really good. But you know what that mother did? That boy tagged me in a video of a black woman saying that white people experience racism, and it had like 470,000 likes at that time. I blocked him fast.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it seemed like he was really trying. He said, yeah, I'm so interested in this history. Thank you so much for this. And look at this thing that I saw. I said, yeah, it's good. And even actually, there was someone else here. So I've mentioned her before, T for Truth. Some of you guys were here. She does amazing exposés on this topic right here, is white culture, war, sex tourism, and paedophilia. She's got amazing knowledge. He even reached out to her and said, thank you so much for that chat. Can you show me where your resources are for that thing? Yeah. But then he did that, and I blocked him with the quickness. If you think that you are going to convince someone like me that I'm going to all of a sudden agree with this one black person or one brown person that you've been so desperate to look for to co-sign in your bullshit experiences, because white people experience so much racism. Let's all have empathy for the most devastating people on this planet who created race and racism. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And it infuriates me when I see like black politicians and Asian politicians who are all for it. And you look at them and you think, what is wrong with you mentally? Seriously, you know, you're looking at your own mother and father and going, well, you know, if this was back in the day, well, you wouldn't be allowed here. And you just think, what is wrong with you?
Is the money that good that you can literally sell your soul? Like
you could just sell out your own people, your own family members, and for what? For a few dollars?
I could never. The amount that they earn already should be enough, let alone all this ever extra stuff that they would be given to literally do that kind of shit. It's horrible. I could never do it, and I'm glad that a lot of us, anyway, most people, I believe, black and brown people, won't be doing that shit. We just get very disappointed when they do. Thank you so much for the conversation. I'm going to move to Big Drizzle now.
Thank you
so much. Thank you. Right, Big Drizzle, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm lovely. How you doing? You know, good morning, good afternoon, to everybody across the world.
I'm lovely. Thank you so much. Which topic would you like to discuss today, please? You can discuss anyone's pick. Take your pick.
Oh man, because you know I love the way y'all continue, because like it's almost like when it comes to the white tea people, it's more like they have a psychosis at this point, like, you know, because the idea, because and I studied this too, the idea of them, they think of them their ideology is individualism. So they don't have to think about their position in the world. They don't have to worry about their and they can change because they can always victimize themselves, almost like an internalized Karen. Why are you picking on me? What are you are we going on? You know, just things like that. Like even here in America, like I get upset when I hear especially a British white person talk about the pew pew laws in America. Well, they're your cousins. Donald Trump's your cousin. Like, listen, because listen, and I don't want to break it down by ethnic group, because to be honest, that motherfucker's Scottish. That's your cousin. I know they get mad, but bro, that's they bear that burden. That's your cousin, and half the people here are German too. So I don't want to hear that BS either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all acting like this is the only person, like the H-man was the only person. No, there was people like him in America. They had a party like this in America. Like, this is what they think, like, from sea to sea. Like, they'll mess up your country, then get mad when you're going to their country. Like, listen, this, and this is their nature. This is the nature of the beast. They mess up your country, then get mad you go to their country. That doesn't make any sense. because they don't want.
It's always really interesting, even the term dictator, because they always reserve it for black and brown people, right, or for Asian people. They were like, dictators, dictators, dictators. Like, excuse me, your presidents that you call them, or prime ministers, have killed the most people. They killed the most people in forced famines, in genocides, in wars. Why don't you call them dictators? And they only will bring up the H-man, the only one. I'm like, we know about Winston Churchill. Like, we know. Yes, Stalin is one, actually. Stalin is one. I think there's like, and Mussolini is another. But they won't talk about the ones who are modern. They won't talk about them at all. They won't talk about them. They don't want to. And because you know what? These people are a different type of European. They're not the white ones. And this is where we talk about a lot of the racial hierarchy when it comes into whiteness as well.
It's hard. You know, I agree with you. Now, at the same time, when it comes to the racial hierarchy, when it comes to America, they all assimilate as whiteness. I'll give you an example. And this is why I get mad about the Irish people. First of all, just to let you know, all you Irish people are listening, look up Marcus Garvey. He funded the IRA, okay? He helped fund the IRA. That's something they don't know about, right? And they turned their backs on us. And the thing is, when they came assimilated over here in the 1800s, because of the potato famine, they got upset that the Americans was forcing them to, not forcing, but yeah, enforcing them to join the military, right, to fight in the Civil War. And what they do, they attack black orphanages and burn them down in New York riots, you know. Like, we had something to do with it, you know, and they assimilate quick. That's why you have Joe Biden, John F. Kennedy, they're Irish. Like, you know, that's why they took part in the mafia too. They assimilated real quick, especially in America. And and the S tour. Oh, I'm not gonna go there. Yeah, I don't want to get your life. But I will say this. No. I will say this though. Look up Thomas Jefferson, the third president of America. Oh gosh, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it here. But look up Thomas Jefferson. He was a PDF. He was a PDF. He was a PDF. He got a 13-year-old slave girl pregnant. You know, we all already know that. It's in their culture. Why are English people such to the royal family? Because they respect power. They respect power. They respect hierarchy. That's what they do. You know, they love it. You know, they love it. And trust me, I do want to say, and I don't want to say like this, but I do want to say that I think the English, and I think the far right's going crazy right now because they're looking to it going to America and they're saying, oh, if they can get away with this, what can we get away with? Because over there, y'all don't have a high immigrant population or people of color population as here, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're still 13%. In all of our different cultures, 13%, but it's decreasing, and it's going to be projected that Britain is 57% white. So from 87 to 57% in 2050. And of course, they're freaking out about that. They're thinking, you know, this great replacement theory that the whites are thinking of, the white Western Europeans. We're getting replaced. No one's replacing you. This is natural. This is a natural thing that's happening. And if you're not procreating, why are you blaming other people for that? If women don't want to have your babies anymore, white men, why are you blaming immigrants for that? It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, honestly, I don't know. Jai, you know, everybody gets invited to come up onto panels, so you don't have to accept, you know, you can decline. It's consent. You give your consent whether you want to come up or not. Anyone can come up to the conversation. So yes, this is a free-for-all conversation now. So anyone who wants to add anything that we've said. So I'd said, let's talk a little bit about the white English people being the worst at discussing race. I always bring up the fact. So Big Drizzle, you're American, you know, and for Americans who are here, we are quite aware, or we should be, and maybe let me speak for myself. I'm very aware that Black Americans, African Americans, Native Americans, any other races have talked and spoken very loudly about race for decades, centuries even. centuries even. The UK has only been discussing race for the last 6 years properly. Really. Ever since, because we're following the lead of our Black American brothers and sisters, BLM. It was the first time, lockdown 2020, we saw everything that was happening in the United States. The horrible things that were happening were the first time we could see it, and there was no escape from it. All of the police brutality and the murders of black men and women was disgraceful and disgusting. And so we had to see it. We couldn't turn away. And that's why BLM became so huge, and we mobilized behind that. But I also say this at the same time. There was, of course, a lot of black activism in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, we were fighting a lot. But ever since the 2000s turned around, there hasn't been that much, in my opinion, from black Brits being good activists. I don't really see it. There is some stuff that happens offline, but online, I find us disgraceful. I feel like I'm fighting out here by myself. I can't tell you a single other black person that has a platform that is literally screaming as much as they are, is talking about history as much as they are. I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been trying desperately to find black people who are doing this same thing. I've not been able to find any. I find that black men, and they know this, that they get too much in their ego. They're too much about being right than actually listening to any conversation or discussing things truthfully. And then they just repeat the same stuff over and over again. And they just want to fight racists. That's why I have the first prompt here. Why are the left so obsessed with racists and fascists? It doesn't do anything. Like, is anyone learning anything in this space? I don't find myself learning anything. I don't see anything being done. Like nothing. So it's really frustrating for me. And anytime I see somebody here that has a really good voice, I'm like, where's your platform? Because we need more. We need more people to be speaking, because just as the fight is offline and in person, it is just as important online, because we're mostly online and this shit is international. So we need to have more people fighting. We need to have more people discussing and being really truthful and being able to humiliate these racists and fascists without draining our energy, because I talk about that a lot. Spending too much time with them is ridiculous. And trying to educate ignorant people, if English people don't want to learn about race, it's not our job to bloody teach them. Because guess what? We all have access to the internet, and we all have access to books. We all have access to resources. There is no excuse for any of this shit at all. So we need to remember what we're actually here to do. And that's to educate and empower ourselves. I've had a lot of white people come here, white men actually, I have to be very real about this, white men discuss this point up here in the middle. Is white culture just war, sex, tourism and paedophilia? No. And then they'll say, well, I'm sure other cultures are doing it. What do you mean you're sure other cultures are doing it? You can't assume anything. You have to tell us exactly what's happening there. Because you try to think that everyone's doing the same shit as you, but they're not. They're actually not. This sex tourism thing, who's taking their passport and flashing it around and being like, look at me and my passport and what I can do in other cultures. I can get a girl who's a third of my age, or a boy who's a third of my age. And I can do all kinds of things to them, and then I can marry them and bring them back to my country. And you see this happens a lot, right? A Thai woman or a woman from Africa or a woman from Asia, what happens? They end up being a fucking slave. They end up giving this white man 2 or 3 kids, and then they're stuck. They're stuck. Because the white man is... Oh, has anyone seen this week? I've reposted it. There's a white English man in a bar in Turkey. Have you seen this? It's on my repost, by the way, guys. In Turkey, he starts kicking off at his wife. CCTV footage. Yes, please check my repost after, Caroline. Lutala, yeah, check it. CCTV captures this English man. He's the only one with his bloody shirt off, of course. Everyone else fully clothed. Matty, you think you've seen it? He's outside The door, there's someone else standing there. He's screaming at the wife and the kids inside the bar. You saw it, Dark Angel. He goes inside, starts screaming at them. The kids are pushing this guy away. Their dad, their own dad. They are pushing their own dad away. He then gets through and he knocks out his own wife. The kids are screaming, get away, get away, get away, get away. They manage to get him outside. The Turkish men come and chase him. And then there's this beautiful Turkish woman who picks up a chair and launches it at the man. And there's a picture at the end of the guy wearing an England shirt. It is pure EDL behaviour, Matty. Absolutely. Costas, good to see you. Yep, I've seen it. Total yob behaviour. And he literally beating his wife to the floor. You saw it. Yeah, exactly. Turkish people don't play about. They don't. Anything to do with women, they are like, no way. No way. Turkish culture, Muslim culture. I've moved to a Muslim country. Some of you guys know this. When it comes to abuse against women, it does not happen. It doesn't happen. Yes, water goddess. I did see the video of the couple in the sea. Where were they from, though? I couldn't tell where they were from. I don't know. Lavish, it's on my reposts. If you check my reposts, I've reposted it. I do repost a lot, so you might have to scroll back a little bit. But yeah, Bluz, UK prisons can't take any more PDFs. Met won't lock up anymore. We talk about this quite often here. The prosecution rate for PDFs, child SA actually, is only 4% because they want to keep it going. It's part of the culture. That's why I've got that prompt there. They don't want to get rid of it. They want to persecute anybody that stands up to this and says it's wrong. We've talked about it in many different areas. So did you guys tell me where they were from? Because I couldn't tell. The one in the ocean, I couldn't tell where they were from, but it took a long time for them to actually get that man. Because it was, and he attacked 2 women, didn't he? I think he attacked 2 women that day in that ocean video. Horrible. Really horrible. I am a person that's never been able to stay silent about anything. If I see something, I'll call that shit out. Yeah, exactly, Dark Angel. It was 2 women. Matty, he mistook another woman for his wife. Jesus. So he went one, he was like, you're not my wife, let me go and get the other one. Horrible. It's a scary world out there. CHB 18, not to mention he attacked and threw his own kid. Jesus, I missed that part. It's horrible when these people are just not held to account or think. I mean, imagine that you're in public and you think that that's acceptable behavior. You're so in your mind that you thought that you could do that and nobody else would be able to say anything. Horrible. Sovereign, by the way, good to see you. I like to see you in my comment section, Sovereignty. Thank you for being here. You say prisoners are the only ones that are actually doing the right thing to nonsense. Yeah. Monster something or other, they call it in the UK, right? Where Jamie Varley has gone. And it's an interesting conversation. We've been discussing this a little bit about the death penalty. Monster Mansion, thank you so much, Lutalo. We've been discussing about the death penalty a little bit because now we're seeing more of these PDFs going to prison. People are saying these people need a death penalty because we know in other countries they do have the death penalty for such crimes. But I feel worried about the death penalty in the UK because justice is not served correctly as it is in the UK. We are very aware of 2-tier and how justice system actually doesn't favour fair justice for black and brown people. So to bring in a death penalty will be hella dangerous. Plus the fact that they want to get rid of the Human Rights Act, as I mentioned earlier, reform and restore. It would not be a good idea whatsoever. I would be terrified if the death penalty was in the UK or anywhere in Western Europe. Being these colonisers, it would be horrible. It would be an absolutely diabolical thing to happen. I would have to tell my family, get the fuck out of the country. I already left, as you guys know. I would not allow my family to live in this country anymore if they brought that in. No way. Mistaken identity happens all the time. Look how much that they persecute people or follow people. And especially with that stupid, what's it called, facial recognition now in London. How inaccurate that shit is. We can't have that. We can't have that at all. Dark Knight, hello. Good to see you. So why are white people causing their own victimhood? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Natalo and Israel is a B. What do you think are the most embarrassing behaviours that white people have right at the moment? What do you think is the most embarrassing?
Sorry, say that again.
The most embarrassing behaviours do you think are coming from white people at the moment?
I think the most embarrassing behavior at this moment in time is how they're screaming racism, how they're screaming the two-tier policing. Is crazy. The amount of years that they've brutalized black people, killed black people in custody, and all of a sudden now there's two-tier policing. Where were those people when all those black people were dying in custody? Where were they then? Mm-hmm. So for me, that's one of the most, because it's just complete hypocrisy. It's two-tier policing. Now a Caucasian person's been killed, or in being in the care of the police officers that were there that day with what happened with him. Yeah. All of a sudden now there's two-tier policing. So two-tier policing has just started now.
Nigger.
See, there you go. There's another one.
You see stupidity.
It just shows insecure and weak.
Yeah. Well done to you again, Neanderthal, who actually only could come up and say the N-word. That's all you have. You have nothing else. Universe said, that's it, you've done. You finished your evolution. Your evolution didn't get very far anyway, because all you did was destroy. And you were like, that's mine. I'm going to steal it. That's mine. I'm going to take it. It came to humans. You said you could claim them. It came to land. You said you could claim them. You said it was yours. You stole. You're greedy. You're not compatible with humanity. And now all you have is shouting the N-word.
Exactly. So much intellect. So much intellect.
Yeah. We civilized the world. They can't even wash their own asses.
Yeah, they should go back into the caves where they came from. That's better for them.
If I can just quickly interject, this is the very thing. He's just made my point for me by coming on your live and saying that. It's like, I could be really racist now. It's like, and the thing is, they've never hidden it. It's always been there, underlying throughout every generation. It's peaked and troughed to how much they'll show it or how much they'll verbalize it. I can't remember this. There was a lady I'm following on TikTok very recently, and she put up a video of I'm sorry, I'm terrible remembering names, but that young black boy who went sailing with his through the
Wells.
Thank you, Nolan Wells. Thank you very much. And there was this South Carolina a white guy, and she was stitched the video with him, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the kind of thing that we do."
I saw the man with the moustache, right? The white guy.
Yes, that one. Yes, and I just thought, when I saw that stitch, I didn't, for one moment, it didn't cross my mind to think he was joking. I believed every single word.
Yeah, he was.
I just thought, you're now so, you're so blatant. And it's this is what I'm embarrassed for them to some degree. It's this air of arrogance where they walk around thinking they're, something. You're not superior. Who was a great unwashed? It was you.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love bringing up the great stink of London. I love bringing it up. You know that one?
Yeah.
The London was so bad, it was stinking, and they had diseases. It was like people dying every day because they didn't wash themselves, and they could not get rid of their waste.
Throwing their waste into the gutter. Disgusting.
It's not even that. Even today, I've had this argument with the guys that I work with. I was like, I bet you don't wash your bum.
Yeah.
And I says, I bet you don't even wash your legs or your feet when you're in the shower.
Yeah.
And they were like, what, you mean you do? I'm like, what, you mean you don't? And I'm like, this is what I'm saying.
How can you just wash part?
How are we uncivilized when you don't even know the basic of hygiene?
Exactly. I think it was Queen Victoria who was even scared of washing. Didn't wash for a whole year.
Yeah.
That's in their history.
Started to put pegs on their nose. When they did the peg thing, it was around that time. Pegs on their nose.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about when high heels were created was because men didn't want to walk in the shit in the streets. These people literally had no idea how to live.
But then, what did they do? What did they do with that? One of their, I can't remember what century it was when he used his chlorine hand wash. When after you've done an autopsy and before you go to the birthing centre, they locked him up. You're a madman. He died.
The iodine stuff, is that?
Yeah, well, I think it was a chlorine hand wash. And he did it just on a whim. He realised, the mortality rate in the birthing suite was massively high, and he just went, right, well, you're going to use a chlorine hand wash, because it was a teaching hospital as well as a birthing hospital, and yeah, they locked him up. Like, I think it was Wiseman or something. Somebody in the comments may know, and they locked him up.
Wow.
And he died in an asylum. That's their culture. That's the culture.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, even most of the Native Americans, there was a lot of murder of Native Americans, but a lot of the reasons why they died were from infection. Because when the Europeans were coming, they had things like syphilis and things like that, so a lot of murdering and stuff like that, was done by their hygiene.
Yes. The British and the English were not good at fighting. They were not good at hand-to-hand combat. When they came to these islands, they realised actually that we were very, very skilled in the art of war, in all of that. They say, oh, look at you with your primitive weapons. Yeah, we beat your asses every single time with it, though. And you had to cheat and come back with pew-pews. And the Native Americans, most of them died because the English weren't washing themselves. They had all the diseases, like you said. That's literally what killed them. Not because they were smarter, not because they were more skillful. It's because they were dirty. And they brought all their foreign diseases. That's it. And I think it's really annoying these days how they still try to project and say certain things about indigenous cultures and indigenous lands. Oh well, your country is like this, and like, yeah, but who caused that? You.
The thing is with these people, right, is that they've been all over the world and they've colonized almost every country in the world. Went to Australia, they murdered the Aborigines. They went to India, Asia, they murdered the Asian and Indians. They went to Native America, they murdered millions of Native Americans. Africa, the same, So I don't know how all of a sudden now they're the victims now.
Yeah.
They're the victims now.
That bit is the most silliest.
Destabilize our countries and then start wars in our countries, and then obviously we have to, exile the country and go somewhere to find refuge. And now all of a sudden we're coming to their country, take things. Well, if you didn't invade our countries, we wouldn't have to come here, would we?
I'm very fed up of hearing the descendants of these psychopaths, always on TikTok or wherever they are. Well, I wasn't there. I didn't do it. It's just shut the fuck up. Why are you victimizing yourself? Why are you crying about this stuff? We're the ones who should be crying, but you didn't even let us cry. for our ancestors that we've lost. We should be crying about all this kind of stuff, but we don't cry. We get on with it. We talk about all of our experiences and say, oh my God, this is shit, this is hard, but we get the fuck on. And like what you said, Israel as a bee, that black people have assimilated the most, and we have. And like, honestly, I talk about this a lot, that my parents and my grandparents, we couldn't talk about a lot of this stuff only till now, when I awakened as the first generation to be born in this country, where I talk to them about the discrimination and the things that they've went through, and they're like, yeah, we did go through that. And now they actually understand a lot more about the things that happen to them in schools, in their careers, anything like that. And I wish, and I know I will see them again in the afterlife, my grandparents. I would love to talk to them about the things that they experienced, because they are Windrush. They were, my grandparents on my mother's side were Windrush. My dad's Nigerian. I would love to talk to them about their experiences when they first came to the UK. The only thing that I heard was they were so disgusted with how dirty the country was. It was after the Second World War. They came from the beautiful islands. My grandparents were from Grenada. Sunshine and mango,
fresh foods,
everything nice, everything clean. They came to the UK like, what the fuck is this shit? Literally horrifying.
They got called over. They got called over to help rebuild Britain. Don't forget. They got called over. It's like, fighting our war. Right, great. Okay. Maybe we'll give you citizenship. Maybe not. We don't know. Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll make you part of the Commonwealth. And then it's like, oh, actually, we've been bombed to death. Can you come over and help us rebuild? And then we come over, we rebuild with them, and then they're like, yeah, now you can get out.
Yeah, like get lost,
That's with every culture.
Literally.
It's like once they've done with them, they're like, right, sling your rook, go back
that's
where
it.
you come from. We're done now. But at the same time, you know for a fact, if the immigrants all left, they would destroy this country. They would destroy it, because that's all they've historically done. Is they've always destroyed the countries that they live in, because they're so miserable. They don't even have the ability to even work in the industries. They don't have enough qualified people to uphold the industry and to uphold the infrastructure and economy that they have, so they would destroy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the people that want all the immigrants out, they've barely got a GCSE between them.
Exactly. Not even one.
Let alone a full set of teeth.
Yeah, and I think people need to really understand that that is a significant percentage of the UK population. A significant percentage. Like, if you talk to any person probably over the age of 50 or 60, you can hear the difference in the education level with white English people. I'm talking mostly about English people rather than like Scottish, Welsh and Irish. But you can hear the difference in their intelligence level. You're like, what? Like, what are you on? What are you on? People of my mother's and father's generations, they've even said to my parents, oh, it pays to be educated, don't it? Like, yeah.
Of course,
because it's cultural, because the governments didn't want them to be educated, because that's how they got this. They're slaves to the royal family, because the royal family wanted all the money and the government wants to control them. So they didn't question those things. They didn't value education. They were told to be labourers. So they were just labourers. You know, I talk a lot about their surnames: baker, butcher, tailor, all their industries. And then they took that away from them. So they were left with nothing. Not a pot to piss in.
Yeah, I think the 6 titles you have up here, it demonstrates the psyche of how they actually think.
Yeah.
Like if you go to all the countries and continents that they invaded, like Australia. I was reading a book yesterday on what happened to the Aborigines, and you read some of the things they were doing to the Aborigines. It's just so sickening. It's like, how can a human being behave in that manner? You know how?
They really
unbelievable.
put so much barbarity into people's cultures. We've talked a little bit about what the British did with the Native Americans. They tried to say that scalping was quite a big thing with Native Americans, but it wasn't. They actually kind of forced the Native Americans to do it and paid them to do it.
I read that as well.
Yeah, it's honestly nonsense. And so you've got people like Danny CV in the comment section. This is the thing about the Neanderthals. That's Rich, an African, talking about IQ. I always invite these Neanderthals to come up all of the time to come up and actually, you know, try and put one word in front of the other. And you've heard all of the Neanderthals already tonight.
There's a I think it's a Ghanaian guy that does a show on YouTube, and he goes around the country testing people's intelligence. I don't know if you've seen it.
It's like 2 + 2 is what?
Yeah, 2 + 2. Like what's 2 + 2? Zero.
Treasury have all said, let's get it.
You know, it's unbelievable how much, like you said, low IQ that he comes amongst. You know, that he travels amongst. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, they just project. That's all they do.
And this is why I actually believe that their culture is war, tourism, yes, and the PDFs. Because if you think about it, look at what they did with the Aboriginals as well as the Native Americans. They tried to breed the black out of them.
Yeah.
That was their tagline, right? In Australia, to breed the black out of them. And if you look at these Australians today, these white Australians, and they're like, oh, well, we're native to the land. We did this and we built it up. We did this and we, you know, made industry. And it's like, do you realise the Aboriginals were like at one with the earth?
Exactly.
They were like thriving and they moved about because of scarcity of resources, blah, blah, blah. But they were, you know, respecting the land that they lived in. And then the English come over, and before you know it, it's. I don't know if you've seen that that movie, that old Australian movie called Rabbit Over the Fence or something.
Yes, I've seen that one. Rabbit Fence, something like that. Yeah.
Yes. Heartbreaking.
Oh, it's horrible.
You know, when they take the little girls away from the parents, they just take their children away from them.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And then they've got the audacity to call black and Asians and other culture savages.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
The behaviour you inflicted on the black people, particularly the black people. This is why I feel so strongly about it. Let's not forget that lady, the black lady who was she was operated on by a gynecologist without any anesthesia.
Oh yeah, in America,
because apparently black women can't feel pain, and this is the thing. It isn't back then. It's still now. It's systemic in the system. You go to your doctors, you go to the hospital. You're a black woman and you're having a baby, or you're having some kind of problems, you know, in your gynecology, and it's like, well, are you sure? What's your pain level? You know, it's like. It's even in the medical journals. It's still there today. This is the thing. It's still systemic, and you know, white people are like, "Oh, we'll get over it now." We can't.
Exactly, because it's still there. Still rife.
At the same time, there's so many things that we have tried to get over, but they don't let us forget. They keep reminding us. They keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's like we are trying and we're moving and we're integrating and we're working, but there'll always be something that they want to lord over us, and it's just like, because you can't stop yourselves. They can't help us. They don't know how to move on. Right, we've got Danny CV now on the panel, please. Danny CV, which topic would you like to discuss today, please, Danny?
Well, you invited me up.
I invite everybody up.
Yeah. There must be a particular reason why you invited me up.
I just said I invite everybody up. You accepted.
Well, I've been on the panel making comments for 20 minutes before you did. To be honest, I was quite enjoying just making sarky comments. You know, specifically about Australia. You know, this lady here with
this high IQ that we were expecting. We weren't actually expecting much from you, Danny CV, but go on.
Fine. It's fine. The woman with the Israeli flag there, she talks about how the Aboriginals are one by nature. Well, 99.9% of Australia isn't actually built on, so they can still be one with nature. There's nothing stopping them. But the fact is, the whites went over and built a civilization.
And they murdered them at the same time.
They established the country. The Aborigines still live there. there's plenty of communities of Aboriginals.
Very unaware.
As second-rate citizens. They live there as second-rate citizens.
1 minute, please.
Sorry.
1 minute. Danny CV, what do you know about the genocide of Tasmanians?
I've heard about it, actually.
Tell us more then, if you've heard about it.
I've heard about it, but I don't know much about it. No.
Yeah, you don't know much.
No, of course not. I don't know much about that particular thing.
You just said that there was plenty of land. And
I'm going to ask you.
You acted as if nothing ever happened to any native people or any indigenous people.
Okay.
They genocided and almost wiped out the Tasmanians.
Almost.
That land was not meant to be for immigrants and invaders from Western Europe. You had your own land.
We've done very good.
But guess what? You didn't like where you were from. You didn't like it. And so then you had to come and take what everybody else had.
We've done a good job at conquering the
Who
world.
told you that? Who told you that?
We've done a fantastic job.
Who told you that?
Well, we know this. You've been bleating on about it for the last 20 minutes.
It hasn't been complimentary. Who told you did a good job?
Well, we done it, didn't we?
Who told you it was good? Who told you?
Well, we civilised a lot of these people.
No.
We gave them infrastructure.
Who told you? Danny CV.
We give African type people technology to use to bleat about white people.
Danny CV, have you got any original thoughts from your own mind that aren't propaganda spilt by other white men who came before you?
Is it propaganda that white people invented almost everything?
White men who came before you who are actually
propaganda
these
that
strong.
white people
Danny
did.
CV, the white men that came before you and did all the things that you're talking about, you never did that. They did that. So what have you done, Danny CV?
Actually, some of my direct ancestors.
What have you done? Don't talk about them. What have you done? What are you doing?
Some of my great grandfathers.
Look at this. Look at this guy. He's like, other men are better than me because you said that colonization was good. So you haven't done anything.
Not particularly. No, I'm not. I'm
what do you do? That's good. Name some of the things that you do that are good, Danny.
I teach road safety courses.
Road safety? How? How do you do that?
Well, have you ever heard of a PowerPoint presentation?
So you have PowerPoint skills and you teach people about how to do stuff on the road.
I'm actually a HGV driver. I've got over 30 years experience.
Sound like it. You sound like an HGV driver.
Yeah, I was also a soldier.
Yeah, of course you were as well.
Yeah.
A slave to your government, a slave to the royal family, thinking that you're doing good stuff.
No,
I had somebody else up here earlier talking about how they served 3 wars, and I said, "Why'd you do that then?"
I said I was.
I don't know. I went to Kosovo. I said, "What did you do in Kosovo?" Google it. They told me to Google it. Why? Tell me what you did there.
Actually, a friend of mine went to Bosnia, but
Why about your friend? You talk about you. HGV
No.
driver who's a soldier. Doesn't require much intelligence to do that though, does it, Danny? CV clearly doesn't sound for curriculum vitae, and if it did, you'd only have 1 line on it, Danny.
No, it means citizen vigilante.
What are you a vigilante of?
No, it just winds people up like you.
Who's wound up by that? Citizen vigilante. You think citizen vigilante is meant to be some fighting words?
No, it just winds people up like you.
Who's wound up by that? That is like a really shit name.
Loads of
Citizen vigilante. What does that mean?
It's talking about that film with Army Hammer in it, where he goes around massacring Muslims.
I've never even heard of it.
That's what. No, it's apparently it's a bag of poop, but
He goes around taking out rapists.
Heard of it.
Well,
got away with it.
maybe he should take out about 80% of the
Isn't it
white
funny you didn't
rapists,
mention
you
about
know?
the police and the judges as well. You just mentioned the Muslims. Sounds like you've got a narrative.
Well, not as good as yours, mate.
You've always had a narrative.
Yeah, Palestine support. Do you know what? That makes you a bit of a racist, doesn't it?
Does it
And he's
really?
playing the
Oh,
race
here we
card
go.
now, guys.
Here we go.
Love it when the whites
Here
play
we
the
go.
race
Because I
card.
couldn't care less about Palestine or Israel equally, but you take a side, so that makes you more racist than me.
I'm taking the side of a people that are currently being genocided by white Europeans like yourself.
Do you know what happened in Lebanon back in the 70s when the Christians let them in, that the Palestinians in? The Palestinians completely destroyed the country and took over.
No, they didn't, you moron. There are still Christians in Lebanon. It's a majority Christian country. What nonsense are you spouting?
This is why he is.
I think he's a wind-up merchant.
Lebanon was called Switzerland of the Middle East. It was a thriving country, and now what is it? It's just a hellhole.
Well, that'll be down to your pals in Israel, buddy.
I just said to you, I couldn't care less about Palestine or Israel. If they didn't exist, I wouldn't care. Actually, to be honest, I don't actually hate anyone from any other race. Just you call it indifference. To be honest, you people don't produce anything of any value.
Neither do you, Danny CV. Nothing that's come out of your mouth has actually made any sense or is smart or funny or cool.
That's
and I told you, I asked you what you did, right? Because you were resting on the coolness and the things that you think are amazing of your ancestors, and you're just an HGV driver.
And I'm also, of course, a road safety teacher.
And a road safety teacher. Well done. Well done.
How many people do you reckon?
How many GCSEs did you need to know to actually look left and right when you're driving a car? Look left, look right. We all learn. We all learn from 18 years old. Danny CV, you're a lollipop man.
You get a bit irate now,
Danny CV, from 18 years old, when we can learn to drive, anyone could pick up a goddamn book and tell you what the road signs are. And now you think you're a clever man. And how old are you? In your 50s? I don't know. And you're literally thinking, oh, guess what? I got the respect of my citizens because I teach them how to use the road.
Why aren't you teaching road safety courses?
Because I'm not an idiot. I can do better than that.
You could.
I do better than that.
You could.
This is literally in the terms of hierarchy of what you can do in this planet. Teaching road safety is very low. Danny CV.
Yeah, I actually saw.
It's incredibly low.
I actually watched the video earlier.
Tell me about what you were like at school. Danny CV, what were you like at school? What were your best qualifications and your best subjects?
No, maths and science.
Maths and science. What did you get? Is this GCSE?
Yes. I didn't take any other GCSE. I took maths and science.
You didn't take any other GCSEs besides maths and science?
No, I didn't go to school. I just relied upon the exams. I just turned up for the maths and science exams. Didn't even do.
How old are you? How old are you?
50.
You're 50. Was it not O levels at your age and not GCSE?
No. There was no O levels at my age.
Guys in the chat, can we corroborate this? Matty, you have said O levels. It was O levels.
No,
yeah,
my sister, who's 7 years older, done O levels. There was no O levels at my age.
GCSE is not. I'm 42. I'm just 8 years younger than you. 50, you're 50. It was GCSE. Okay, so Holly Pop is saying GCSEs. So you didn't turn up to school. Why didn't you go to school?
I didn't particularly like it.
You didn't like school, and so you turned up and you just did maths and science. Which science?
No, it was integrated science. So it was everything.
Okay, it's integrated science, but you didn't do anything with your one maths GCSE and your one science GCSE.
No, I went in the army at 16.
Yeah, exactly. Because you could be easily manipulated because you're a bitch.
No, actually, I was a conscientious.
Because nobody with any intelligence will actually go and be cannon fodder for the rich.
I was a conscientious.
Nobody would be cannon fodder
for the rich.
Do you know Danny CV, you are a slave. And you don't even see it. I bet you love singing that national anthem that's all about God save the Queen and God save the King. It has nothing to do with you as a
Not
person.
listening, are
It
they?
doesn't mention you, Danny CV. They don't know who the hell you are. You are literally you're surplus to requirement. That's why you're an HDV driver.
I was a conscientious objector.
Zach London just said he was driving his HGV for Queen and Country.
You don't actually listen, do you?
Of course I do. Of course I listen. We've all heard you. We've all heard you say a bunch of nothing.
Do you know what a conscientious objector is?
No.
No, because you're a bit stupid, aren't you?
She mustn't know, no.
Do you want to know?
So I'm stupid because I don't know what one thing is. You don't know anything, Danny CV.
Well, no, this is what you done to me earlier. You asked me about Tasmania, and because I didn't know anything about Tasmania, I said, you don't know if you're stupid. So I've just asked you what a conscientious objector is.
Did I call him stupid?
Do you know what? You know what conscientious means?
Did I call Danny CV stupid?
You know what?
Guys in the chat, did I call Danny CV stupid for not knowing anything about Tasmania?
No, you didn't call him stupid, but he is stupid.
Did you? Do you know what the word conscientious means?
No. Conscientious, I know, means to have awareness, yes.
Do you know what a conscience is?
Go on, Danny CV.
Do you know what a conscience is?
Yes, teach me something, Danny.
You know what a conscience is?
Yes.
I think we should ask you that question.
Yeah, it's when you know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah, go on.
Conscientious is the same word. Do you know what objector means?
To be objective to something, to see opposite?
No, to object. That means... no, not objective. To object.
I said object.
To object, not objective.
I said to object.
That means to turn something down.
Yeah, which means to also be objective.
Right, okay. Conscientious objector. Are you getting what that means now?
No, tell me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know, I'm dealing with a retard. You don't even know the basics of the English language.
We don't have ableist language here. Literally. You see how how are you going to teach people road signs if you couldn't even teach me what 2 words meant? Seriously. Is this how you talk to your students? Right? Literally, he is so slow at explaining shit. And I asked him to just explain conscientious objector. And he's like, I'm an R word.
Yes, we can see why he joined the army.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because he is stupid. I didn't call him that, but he is. He's stupid. He's silly.
Fascist and bigoted.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, you know. So this is the thing I think which is really interesting about these particular types of people is that they don't have anything going for them, clearly has nothing going for him. And, you know, he did spend, of course, a lot of time in the comment section saying a lot of stuff. And it's like, okay, you chose to come up. He didn't speak about any of the topics. And he just went on his own. I just need to turn on my light here because, of course, it's getting darker now. It's getting darker. And it's weird being in the UK at now 9:10 p.m. at 9:12 p.m. And now it's light outside. It's light outside. But yes. So May, I'm going to introduce you. Yes. Which topic would you like to discuss, May?
I don't mind. We've met before a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
I came up on your panel a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the conversations because I got a brain like a sieve.
Well, thank you for coming back again. Thank you.
Thank you. I do watch in on your lives because I think you run awesome lives and I love the way that you are approaching things when it comes to the rising fascism and whatnot amongst people at the moment. It's kind of, I'm actually terrified in the sense that it's not just the UK, it's everywhere that they seem to be coming out of the woodworks and feeling so boldened to say it outright. I seen them on TikTok on a live. I think it was marching through Liverpool screaming white man, whose streets are streets, white man. I was just like, oh my You can't get any more fascist than that. Like, what in the world?
This is the thing. Like, it's just embarrassing, man. Like, they should be embarrassed. And I think a lot of, I mean, if you know or don't know, I'm a dominatrix and I spend a lot of time with white men. So I see them in their full stupidity. That's why I talk to them like I talked to that guy just then, is that they really are not powerful. Like, I have to tell you, they are not powerful. They think they are more in groups. They think they are more. One-on-one, they ain't got shit going for them whatsoever. And you see them, it's just the same Neanderthal behavior copied and pasted all of the time. So you really need to have your own confidence up when it comes to women. And on that note, I am going to bring an anti-racist mom, because she deals with these people and she's fantastic. And she goes to these fascist marches and she screams at them and says all this kind of stuff to them, because she is very, very, very empowered and has seen a lot and learnt a lot. So yeah, like anti-racist mom, you always have a particular I'm not going to ask you to answer any of the problems because we know what you think and feel about all of it.
Oh, hey. Yeah, well, I just shout the truth at them and they're allergic to the truth, aren't they? Because they bring less value to humanity collectively than a drop of menstrual blood. Like, they are literally a scourge on society. In fact, I would quite like them all to just start walking off of buildings so that we can sweep them up and put them in incinerators and make them worm food, because they are bringing no value to society, to the world. They're the most deplorable scumbags, and the buffer class white women who enable these little scroats. I am so sick and tired of them. In fact, I just recorded a video and I was debating whether to post it or not about that BSP, you know, the British sexual predators, the fake security patrol. They're really extremists and they're all nonsense, because we all know everyone with a brain cell, with more than one remaining brain cell, because they've only got one remaining brain. They're pieces of shit bodies. We know that they're nonsense. We know they're nonsense because that's why they need to project their violent nature onto everyone else. So, you know, as soon as this stupid football finishes, I want all of them arrested. Anyone with a flag still outside their house within 24 hours of the football finishing, they all need to be added to the sex offenders register, because they bring no value to humanity, and we know that they're thugs. We know that they're abusers of women and children. So lock them all up, and then we can burn that prison down once they're in it. I'm so fed up with them. Absolute scroats.
Women talking like that. And this is what I want all women to be, because you know the men start crying like, oh, I'm sorry, mummy.
We need to get rid of them. We need burning them all out of their homes.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I'm done with them. I'd like a pitchfork, stab them in the eyes.
But how do we stop it on a serious
I really want fingerprint operated tasers.
They seem
We've got to ostracise them from society because they're not lonely enough.
They want to know how we actually stop.
They cry about this fake male loneliness.
How we stop them is literally how you actually supposed to. You can't stop this current generation, unfortunately. What's going to be? What we're supposed to be doing is teaching the next generation how to be better. So going into schools, teaching children, educating your boys, like, or calling out young youth behaviour when you see it.
Yeah,
that's supposed to be out, because this older generation, they're done for. There's nothing you can do. You've seen, we see it when we see boys or men coming here, like you just saw that stupid bloody daddy. He's like 50. He's long gone. So there's nothing that you can do there. But again, it's not backing down, because fear is something that these people feed off of. If they think that you're scared, then they will run with that. If they see that you're not scared, it's like, and that's why confidence does intimidate them. Yeah, it does intimidate them, but they rather reflect upon themselves and be like, do you know what? These people, you have to understand, they really hate themselves. They have so much low self-esteem and low confidence. They have so much self-loathing. And me, I don't care what they do. Like, I literally don't care. And they're miserable. Thank you, DC. I don't give a shit about these right-wing people, these white men who are racist. I don't care. If they go and end themselves, I don't care. The world is a better place for it. Like, it really is. It really is. If they're bringing their toxic, horrible energy to everybody else, like when Charlie Kirk got viewed, hallelujah. One down. Where's the rest? Because we are humanity. We are really trying our best to be loving, to be kind, to be helpful, to share wealth, to love children and animals and everybody. We're doing what we can. But this group of people, this white male Neanderthal, is ruining it for everybody. They are not realizing, or they do know, that their shit is global. And like you said, May, they are organising because all they have is racism and poverty. So it's the one thing that always will unite them, because it's in their DNA to be poor and racist. So when they see another poor racist white person, they're like, oh, you're just like me. And what's the unifying message? Get them out of the country. Get the immigrants out. Get the immigrants out.
Why can't they do some proper fucking research? Sorry for swearing, but when we're being told of the illegal immigrants coming over this, that and the other, how about if they went and done research, they would find that the conditions that our asylum seekers are kept in are clinically harmful. It was written in a 2019 fucking report. They're also getting paid, the private sector for housing them, get paid between, I think it's 17,000 and 41,000 per person per year. They're getting rich off it.
Yeah.
How are they not waking up to the fact that it is the government doing it by design so they can line their freaking pockets? Instead, they want to go after the migrants instead of the fucking rich pricks.
It's been centuries of brainwashing on them that they don't even realise. It's in their DNA now not to question anything and to go along with whatever government says or whatever thing makes them actually go back to their default DNA of this racism and poverty. And when they've got somebody like Tommy 10 Names, who they're like, oh my God, he's for the people, he's a hero, while he's actually taking money off of them too. Oh my God.
I'm working on behalf of the biggest terrorist nation on the planet.
Half of them have got charges for abuse against their partners and PDFs.
Yeah. Yeah. They're all in one big PDF club together. Yeah. Oh, it's embarrassing. Like and they do these things every weekend. I remember on my TikTok live, like seeing this one group of lost idiots outside of a pub. You know, they're doing the save our women and children stuff, and they were like, yeah, and then see you same time next week. Because they've got no hobbies, no money. It's literally a day out for them. This is literally their weekly outing of their social life.
Yeah.
They've got no money to go in the pubs anymore because it's like £8.50 a pint. So they're outside the pub
with their bags of cans of lager.
Yeah, then they got five. That's what they like. Like, you know, pub culture. Let's just take it to the streets and have a flag up. And just like try and get as many people to beat their cars, like, bam, 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 yeah, we're doing it. We're saving the country. How the hell are you saving the country? You're doing nothing. You're doing absolutely nothing. The only thing you're doing is giving me joy anyway.
Do you know what I think our migrants need to do? All of them need to go on a holiday for 6 months at the same time, go on a nice long holiday, and watch it crumble.
Yeah.
And be like, you ready for us to come home yet? They'll soon change their fucking minds.
Yeah. It would die. The country a lot quicker than 6 months. I give it a week.
That's true. That is true.
It would be.
But I say 6 months so they can really feel the impact.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that would unalive a lot of them, because most of them, because they're so hateful and vile, most of them suffer from chronic illness because of the stress that they're causing their body by being such deplorable human beings. So they're all, you know, on some NHS waiting list. So yeah, let's have every diaspora person leave. Yeah, go on strike, leave, because it will unalive a lot of them, because they won't get their hospital appointments, they won't get their COPD medication or whatever, and it will do us all a damn damn favour. And whilst they're all, you know, popping their clogs, all of us women need to unite, grow our beards, get really hairy, make any that are lingering around not want anything to do with us, make sure they're as lonely as possible so that they unalive themselves too, because they need to be eliminated from existence.
Exactly. Exactly. Anti-racist mum, it's been far too long since I've seen you online. Like, honestly, this is the energy that we need. Like, I am so lonely out here, anti-racist mum, without having the energy of like women just being like, we don't give a fuck about these men, like we don't care, like literally shut the hell up and go and make me a sandwich, bitch, like literally. Oh, actually, let me show you something, people, which you will love. So like I said, I'm a dominatrix, right? I met one of my clients today, okay? Bam, 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 this is white man money. Bam, 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 this is white man money. White man money. It goes back to black people. Reparations. What? This is it. This is what I do all of the time. I take money from white men and I redistribute that wealth back to us. That's how I do. Nice. I invest, yeah. And that's what more women need to do as well.
Men ain't needed anyway. I need a shelf put up. I haven't had a man who's able to put a fucking shelf up. Wallpaper in? No, they can't do jack fucking shit.
You're right, mate. The last few men I've had as partners or boyfriends, I'm like, where's your DIY skills?
Yeah.
They haven't got any.
No, none.
I'm doing it.
Yep. Laying the floor and whatnot whilst they're sat drinking a cup of tea or a can of lager watching the fucking football. But nah, mate,
like a defective product from the factory line. Like they're literally, and you know they did that mouse study where they did female only DNA in mice, flourished, calm, lovely to each other, didn't get health problems, lived for ages. Then they put X and Y DNA in mice. Oh, those mice were aggressive, nasty, fighting each other, got loads of illnesses, died really early. So there is actually no benefit to the Y chromosome. Like, let's eliminate it from existence. Other species, you know, like the female evolves to have the appendage that is required should they be needed for procreation. We don't need them to exist. There's, you know, is it lions, I think? Then they, you know, if there's a weak lion in the pack, they just eat him, and then the strong female lion grows the appendage to ensure that the pack remains. So let's just get rid of them from existence. They've, particularly ones with my complexion, they've spent thousands of centuries proving that they bring no bloody value to humanity or Mother Earth. I think we, you know, maybe we could make a biological or chemical weapon that we could like spray in the clouds and they could drop down, and then we could, you know, they could just breathe it in. We could sweep it up and stick them in an incinerator. I don't think there's any value to them. Putting up shelves, women can do that. There is literally no benefit to a man existing. None of them can drive. Have you noticed all the problems? Whenever you're on a road, it's always a fucking white man. Always up your ass, undertaking, being aggressive, not any, you know, every single accident I can pretty much guarantee you will have been caused by a white man. Incompetent. Every single problem with the public sector, every single problem with the banks, all caused by a white man. Every single problem in society, we can easily say, stems from a white man. Root of all evil. Categorically.
That's it. And we've got facts, we've got evidence, we've got experience, and they still tried to say, it ain't us, we ain't done that. You know that?
They'd rather wallow in their fake victimhood.
You know, there's that one picture of the boy in the white t-shirt. It's a meme, right? You see it in stickers. Is a white boy with a white t-shirt on, brown hair, like me. That's actually what I think about. Is it me? That's what I think about. Right, we've got Jeffrey Soros now on the panel. After this, I am going to end it because I need to be a bit social. My mum and dad have come to visit me, so I need to. I need to spend some time with them because I'm just in England for a couple of days.
Can I speak?
You've come at the right time, Fox. It's lovely and warm.
Yeah, I know. It's actually quite nice. It's quite nice. So Jeffrey is here. Jeffrey, which topic would you like to discuss, please? Jeffrey? You see, we've got 6 topics up here.
Yes.
I'd like to discuss. Thanks.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. I'm the sexiest man in the universe, and I want to ask my wife.
Another ego-driven, arrogant, entitled piece of shit. You know, dog shit is more valuable than him.
There you go.
This is boring. It's stupid. Like, seriously, go to your low Neanderthal spaces. If you think that's funny, if you think that this is actually entertaining, then go to a crowd that has the same level of intelligence as you. That's not this space. Right, guys.
We need to be specific with him. He needs to find a crowd that have one remaining brain cell, athlete's foot of the brain, and can't string a sentence together and have never read a book in their lives, don't know how to read, and absorb GB lies as if it's gospel when it's an entertainment platform masquerading as a news channel.
Yeah, one last thing. If anyone I don't know how I came across it. Of course, they must be doing something with the algorithm. But GB News have started to do lives, and it came on my feed this morning.
Oh, God.
And there was a vicar with a denim jacket on talking about some like religious shit this morning. It was probably like about 6 a.m. or something that they were doing a daily, or I don't know if they called it like a daily prayer or so, I don't know what it was. Like
probably some of this fake Judeo-Christian bullshit that is a made-up religion for white narcissist, brain-rotten dickheads.
It was nonsense because it was saying that 30,000 people were watching, but then as soon as the priest dropped, it went down to 22,000. It was like, no, this isn't true. And plus the chat was not going off. It was very slow. Like you guys have seen when you have about 500 or 600 people in a room, you see it's like...
Yeah, it's constant.
Yeah, it's constant. But this one is trying to tell us that there's 30,000 people here, and everyone was like, this is a vicar wearing a denim jacket. LOL. Like, it was so stupid. And even when it went to the next segment, you know, when you have the crossover with the newsreader people, or presenter, sorry, not newsreader, they were like, well, that was a great way to start the day. It was so stupid. Right.
Professional liars, they're not newsreaders because they're not a news outlet. They're a propaganda machine. They're not regulated as a news outlet. They're brainwashing the thickos by referring to themselves as a news outlet when they're not. They're an entertainment platform. That's why I refuse to call them a news. They're GB lies. There's not a single, like, they pay fines because they're spreading misinformation. They actually, like, there's nothing true about them. They're a deplorable...
If anyone has seen, I don't know what his surname is, but it's Liam something, and he's challenging all the homophobia that is on the planet. He's absolutely brilliant, like so good. Based in bougie, has spread so much bullshit. She's so disappointing as a black woman. She is masquerading. She's doing all kinds of nonsense. And there's been so much homophobia on there recently, equating gay people to do certain like horrible stuff. And you follow Liam, absolutely. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's been single-handedly challenging them, and they got so rattled, the presenters of GBBs, that they were like, we're gonna sue you, and he's like, fuck, you ain't suing nobody, you'll never sue me. And they've had to now retract because of course they've had Ofcom complaints and la 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 la. But it's not good enough, as we know. The whole thing should be taken off of the air. But what can we do? What can we do? We just have to keep strong. Like I say, get our confidence level up. Right, I'm going to end it now. Thank you so much to everybody who came up on the panel. Lutalo, thank you so much. May, anti-racist mum, you're always missed around these parts. It's always lovely to hear your voice. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. We've been laughing a lot as well today. Lucy B, thank you so much for being here. I think you're new here, so welcome to the space. Thank you. And thank you for those of you who come here regularly as well. Love you all. And thank you to my wonderful moderators. You see, I've talked a lot. I don't know if you can hear, but my tongue is hurting because I actually talked a lot today. I got like muscular pain in my tongue, so I'm struggling on this side. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and I will try to be on maybe at the end of the week or something like that. We'll see. But everybody have a lovely day. Stay safe, and I will always say to you, please don't spend too much time with the racists and fascists. Don't do it. They suck up all the energy. They're not good vibes. This is all about positivity, and we need to laugh, and we need to have confidence, and we need to humiliate these people, because that is where our joy and happiness comes from. Okay, so when you said, May, earlier about feeling afraid, you know that we can actually like take some of this and we can have fun with it too. That's very, very important.
Very true.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
That's okay, no problem. Right, see you later, guys. Have a great evening. Bye, bye. Yes, random guy, intellectual violence. Exactly, I love that. See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.